I don't even know what I'm going to be looking like phasing into this, but I'm like rocking into. It's fine. Stance takes.
Dance takes with Get and Glitter.
Welcome to Wake Wednesday. I did the peace signs and you did not. I did the double ones. Like maybe
I
it's
can't
Wake
do double. I'm
Wednesday.
trying to tweet.
Oh. Let's see your. You don't have yours on portrait mode lock?
What is that?
Where it just stays upright the whole time?
No, I watch a lot of Twitch. You gotta go this way.
I know, but I hate like if I was texting to like have that bouncing around. I don't know.
Why would it? I've never had a twist when I'm texting. But you
I
text like with like. Not about that life.
I don't want people to see my jankety ass nails, but at the same time I'm like, you guys need to see how I text. I text like a fucking psycho.
Wig Wednesday. Wednesday.
I do not trust people that can't that say Wednesday like Wednesday and they don't say it in their head like Wednesday. Everyone does it.
Everyone does it. What the hell? My phone won't recognize ooh.
What?
Yeah, got it. Don't worry about it.
It won't recognize what?
UWU.
Oh, okay.
It's a like it's supposed to be like what the anime people look like when they come, basically,
And
or when
that's
they're like
what
super
we're
happy. Is like, yeah. Don't worry about it.
feel like this is going
That
to be
was
something
your
that I will
lesson.
never use, but that's okay. I'll
Probably
try.
You're gonna try to.
Insert Japanese cum face.
You really do look like ketchup and mustard.
I love it today.
It cannot be helped. It cannot be helped.
It's like 70s gat. This is what I would have looked like in the 70s.
You cannot take it back, Sim. You're followed for life. And subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. I
I'm just
need
looking
like
at myself, sorry.
a ponytail. I was thinking about grabbing my Lux jacket. We'll just throw it on.
We're just playing. Yeah, there you go. Put your scrunchie. Like, put a little, like, midget scrunchie. Like one of those little tiny, like, top knots. That's so trendy right now.
I don't think I can like. No, this wig doesn't move like that.
It doesn't?
Uh-uh.
I wonder if I can. I don't know if I have
This
my
is
scrunchie.
not a believable wig. If you were near me, you'd be like, "Oh, that's not your hair
This one
at
is
all."
very much porn star. It's so fluffy and it's
It
like,
is porn star. Can you like move it? Move it? You can move yours. Okay, I'm seeing now.
yeah, I'm trying to.
Just some like solid hair. I don't. Well, I don't like back here. I can pull like this. Shit.
I also got these from like my favorite Brazilian wig store on Amazon, and I have like
This was a solid $7 wig.
yeah.
So
So like I don't expect like hair that is probably made of like some sort of string. I don't know. But like I have this wig for you that is the it's like the purple pink like almost magenta version of this one and it doesn't fit my head. So it's all you.
but it's the same company?
Yep.
That's confusing.
Well, that's the problem with Brazilian wigs on Amazon.
That would enrage me.
Yeah, I've never
Enrage.
returned something on Amazon. I just find something or somebody else that needs it and I'm like, "Here you go." I'm horrible about returning stuff. I just don't do it.
Hey, you know what? It happens.
Does it?
I don't know. Do you want to see what I just got from Amazon today?
Yeah. Since you're not paying attention to what I was talking about.
I am.
You're like, "Hey,
But
it
you buy
happens."
things. Yeah, you said you buy things and you don't look at the size and then you give them away to other people.
Well, like the return process is just weird. I don't want somebody coming back to my house.
That's what I mean. So I was listening. They don't come back to your house. You have to go mail it.
Ew.
But they
That's
send you like the package.
bougie. Is that a washcloth? What is that?
It's a pillowcase.
Oh, I was like, what? Um,
I'm gonna give it to my sister, I think.
I was gonna say, are you a cat person now?
No. My friend has like an Amazon business
Okay.
and like he'll just be like send me links of like random shit and be like, you have to buy this now and review it.
Oh yeah, but the people do that.
Yeah, so that's what the bougie cat is from. But it's actually a very nice pillowcase.
I was just thinking that maybe you got into my eucalyptus one no one was looking, and you decided to become a cat person because, honest to God, that wouldn't surprise me. I'm a cat person now.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. You're the one that was a cat person now.
I was absolutely uncomfortably out of my mind high. Come on. On life.
It was awkward. I was like, did you mean to put this on your story? And then you posted it on your Instagram story. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, it was on purpose.
I was trying to meet the cat hashtag. I was trying to get on the hashtag cat story to see if it would work. And the hashtag cat story is very selective because that was definitely a hashtag cat.
And they weren't having it.
And they were not having it.
That's kind of rude.
I'm like, I went out on a limb. I tried to like a fucking cat. I tried to like a cat. Just one cat. This is also the same family of cats that for 3 years of my life I called a cat by the wrong name, mostly because I didn't care, but also I thought that its name was Boris, and it turns out the cat's name is Forest, like the trees.
Forest?
Like Forrest Gump. And so I was like, Boris! Oh my God, Boris loves me. No one corrected me for 3 years.
Oh, that's really weird.
Yeah, so I'm like, that was me trying to like a fucking cat, and it's not happening now.
What if you called the kid the wrong name?
Also things I don't care about, you know? It's like
other people's kids.
Other people's kids. I mean, OPK. I'm down with OPP, not OPK.
Okay. My sister very much wants a pillowcase. No, it's not silk. It's like plush.
I was going to say, because you hate velvet, so I was like, is that velvet? Yeah,
that's why I'm giving it away, because I can't have it here. But it's like
me.
Velvet-ish. I wish it was silk. I would keep it.
I really do look like a 70s porn star.
You do, and it's kind of like making me wonder, like, does she have a bush? Bush or no bush?
I'm gonna go with no bush.
Don't answer that question.
Why not?
Actually, but
you just asked me. I'm gonna answer what you asked me.
Okay, well.
I just did, so.
You said no.
It's just gross.
To have one?
Yeah.
The hippies want us to believe that it's hygienic, so.
Is that what that article was about?
I didn't read the garlic article.
Oh, okay,
if that's what you're talking about.
I was like, what is this? What up, Carl?
I didn't read that one. That would absolutely destroy my hair, haha. Well, it's not a for sleeping pillow, it's a for looking pillow.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, people might like sleep on a velvet bougie cat pillow.
That sounds uncomfortable. Like, can you imagine velvet on your face?
Yeah, so this is what I'm just looking back at the wall of Kanye wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his favorite tweets that I have posted on my wall is the one that says, fur pillows are actually hard to sleep on.
Oh.
Very deep.
I didn't know that.
Kanye is a genius of sorts when it comes to telling people the obvious.
Yeah,
like,
that is true.
Fur peoples are hard. Fur peoples? Fur pillows.
Fur pillows. Fur people are hard to sleep on.
They are.
Probably also true.
I've dated enough hairy people to tell you that it is. You have to have like cooling sheets and 3 fans on you if the guy's hairy. Like, I can't.
Or cooling sheets, is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like the dry fit. So they're like
really?
wick away moisture. It's only because I was on steroids for 7 months of my life. And good news, I'm back on them. And they were like, you're gonna be sweaty a lot, and at nighttime you're gonna have like, I don't know. There other people like really high performance athletes too. They like them because they keep their body cool at night, so that helps keep them asleep. Because it's performance sheets, I guess. Like, it's kind of crazy. I was like, are these for people that like bang a lot? I don't understand. Like, why do you need performance sheets?
Super performant. What? I don't even know. Like, I guess that would be opposite. Those need to be like grippy sheets.
Right? I was just kind of like, I don't understand like what this purpose of performance sheets are. So then when I figured it out, I was like, oh, I guess that kind of makes sense.
That makes more sense. But now I want to invent other performance sheets where like, you know, what are they called? The fitted sheet?
Yeah.
Like, but they have super grips on them.
Okay.
So they never pull off the edges.
Oh my God. Well, you slept with me. Anyways, we're just going to ignore that. But you've had the pleasure of sleeping with my twisty, turny ass in the same bed multiple times.
Right.
I would probably be like choked and like bound to death by those sheets in a matter of minutes.
No, because they're made for you so that they stay on.
Oh my god, every hotel in America needs this.
And then also, well, that would probably be uncomfortable to sleep on, ribbed sheets.
Ribbed sheets. Oh my god.
But like a slight, like a ribbed sweater, but that way you have some grip.
Okay. No, I dig
Could
that.
work.
Like, there's flannel sheets. Why can't there be ribbed cotton? Ribbed? I don't. We're
Ribbed
gonna.
cotton.
I'm like, what would they even be made out of?
I don't know. Like I like a nice jersey sheet. Like
Yeah,
I like that more than like Egyptian cotton or whatever. Like that stuff still feels scratchy to me. I want it to feel like I'm sleeping in a t-shirt.
true. I mean,
So
the jersey ones are great. I'm just like I said, I'm too sweaty for them. Not lately anymore, but it's just preventative. But Egyptian cotton, I mean, you can't go wrong there. Some people don't like it, which is weird. I didn't realize that was a thing.
I mean, I don't dislike it, but I'm not like hype about it. Like I would take a $10 pack of jersey sheets over a $30 pack of Egyptian cotton or whatever.
All right, I respect that.
Are the performance sheets like slippery? Dry fit's kind of slippery.
It is kind of slippery. So I was looking. I think they're. I don't want to say
You
they're
like
called wicks,
zoom
but like
across.
I think they just. I don't know. The ones that I saw were like heather gray, and I just thought to myself, I'm like, I don't think I've ever. I mean, like my sheets are purple, like dark purple,
Hmm.
and I have like dark purple and like periwinkle, I guess you would call it. And then my comforter's white, but like I don't know like if the color matters. Like, do you have white performance sheets and then like you're just gross and then I don't know like where does it need to have a different or certain color to like be better at like moisture wicking? I have no idea. I have so many questions.
I feel like black would be the way to go, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think so too. Black would make sense to me. I don't
People
know.
with black sheets though freak me out.
Mine are dark enough, and I'm like, ugh. I don't know. I just like purple. I'm not like trying to like, I don't know, have like my entire room be dark and brooding, but it is.
Yeah, your room's very dark. Your walls are like crimson.
Yeah, roll tide. Number one
Gross.
Bama fan.
You look like it right now.
I look like Daisy Duke, and in your mind, like fucked her uncle that was Ronald McDonald is what I look like right now.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad Wig Wednesday. I just look like a fucking mess. You look adorable though.
I do not.
You
But
look like anime. What are they called? The porn anime people.
porn anime people. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No.
Hentai people?
Maybe
Hentai?
is that?
I don't remember. I'm the worst. I don't do the anime thing.
Please, people, stop calling me sexy beast. That's such a weird thing to like a beast. Don't say beast at the end of talking to
Yeah,
a
why would
chick.
you say that? Like,
Please don't.
call her a sexy gazelle.
Yeah, a sexy, dainty little gazelle. That's
A
me.
sexy little teacup.
Inanimate objects are my favorite. You're a sexy little gravy boat.
Gravy boat.
You said teacup. I was like, maybe we're doing a fine china thing. I
Teacups are precious. A gravy boat. Like,
do do do.
so hot.
Oh yeah, call me a gravy boat again.
Oh my god. Please
Beast or
don't
gravy boat? Which one do you want?
ever. Oh, I think I don't know which one I would take out of those two,
I know it's
honestly.
horrible. So
They both are so bad.
they are. You're welcome.
Uh,
On that note, it's 2
no,
o'clock.
I can't. I'm not going to be able to stop calling people that.
You're a sexy little gravy boat.
Oh, Lord.
I should probably retweet this since we've been going for a minute now.
If we're starting the show, I'm putting on my hood.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go for it.
We're getting full anime realness. This isn't even anime.
I don't even have anything else to add. I think I have enough shit on me.
Yeah, you've got the Southern NASCAR #1 fan covered.
What would my name be today? I feel like it'd be like something like, I don't want to say Miranda, but I want to say something like Tiffany with an I on the end.
I I think it'd be like Tiffy, like not even a full person's name.
Tiffy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like creeping back in. It's cool. Tiffy.
I just really want to hear David say what we are today. What we look
I
like
don't know if
today.
he's here yet.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we can start.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're welcome, Tiffy.
I'll go ahead and start. Or you go ahead and start now. I'll do it. I haven't done it in a while.
Okay,
I just had to make sure that got my shit together.
that's fine. Take your sweet ass time. We got all day. We're on Southern time today.
Your mouthy little fucking wrote it, but that's okay. You just
Jeb, Uncle Jeb, that we're gonna be late for dinner.
fucking hate you so much. Yeah, choke, bitch. Do it. Thank you for joining us on the Sprots Show, proudly brought to you by the crew at Recovery Hydration Therapy. Call or text 816-877-6186. They will come anywhere in the KC Metro, so tell them Sprots sent you. I'm Gat.
And I'm Glitter.
Are we doing the finger guns?
Pew, pew,
I
pew,
saw
pew,
it.
pew, pew.
Number one 70s porn star fan.
Yep.
Boogie Nights. It's fucking
With
killing it.
tights? Is that what you said?
I said Boogie Nights? I'm not wearing tights.
Boogie Nights.
That'd be
I feel
incredibly
like all the
uncomfortable.
people in the 70s did, though.
Oh, yeah. That was totally a thing.
Yeah, like when they would go like out. Like obviously there was like bell bottoms and stuff, but
I hope to God bell bottoms or like flared jeans never come back. I hate them. I'm already like bottom heavy, and so
right.
when you have like the wide leg and then I can't walk normally to begin with, and then I just could trip over them, no, we good.
Nah, we are fine.
Like just
Yeah.
tumbling.
I'm okay with that trend never coming back. Also, like 90s clothing was not my thing, so hopefully we never loop back around to that shit.
I saw like this makeup thing. It was a makeup tutorial of 90s girls looks. I'm sure you've seen it. Like, let's try to
Yeah.
recreate this with our 4-color quad palette that just makes your face look frosty. And I was like, holy shit, I am so glad we were on the tail end of those trends, because like I was never allowed to like wear my hair and makeup like that, to look like a Jersey prostitute. I would try. I had like 6-inch glass like stripper shoe wedges that that lit up, and that like I would wear to 8th grade.
Oh Lord.
I was a tiny hoe. Just I watched the bus stop in the 6-inch wedges, like down this massive hill, up the massive hill. I don't know what happened. Like I used to be able to like run in any like heel that you could possibly give me.
That's madness.
And now I'm like, I'm gonna wear some Air Forces because I can't walk.
I can't imagine little Gracie running around in her platform stripper wedges.
Do you remember those Mary Jane shoes too? Like the platform, like the stripper looking Mary Jane shoes that were like super trendy. Like I guess it was like early 2000s.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, also had those covered.
Mary Jane's is like the saddle shoe looking thing, right? Or
Yeah.
no, the strap.
Like the strap one. Yeah. You know I got that thing on me.
But
I dress like an asshole, and it's not going to change. And this is just like, I feel like this is just a really good representation of what I look like during tourist season. So
no, I love it. Well, you can't even see your shirt,
yeah,
which even makes it worse to be honest with you. But you know,
it makes it worse.
Yeah, like Southern belles always seem like the ones like stuck in like permanent child phase, like
the Tweety Bird shirts.
Yeah, you have your little Pooh Bear shirt on.
It's fine. I still have a stuffed Pooh Bear that I sleep with.
Do you really?
Yeah, I'm a bitch. Like I full blown will admit, like I have a full stuffed animal in my bed still. I'm like, whatever.
That's amazing.
I'm a child.
Do you do other things with it, like some people we know?
Yeah, I just fuck a stuffed animal all the time.
That was fun Easter news.
Yeah,
that
so
we found out.
I guess like we kind of got into like our Easter a little bit, but we had a bunch of Twitter people at our house, my house, our house. You live with
Our house.
It is our house. Let's be honest.
Right.
And we had a bunch of people just like talking shit on random things. And I think the most random thing I've ever heard in my life was our good friend used to bang a Eric Cartman doll, but he
Hmm.
didn't like it because it didn't feel like he thought it was supposed to.
So he stopped.
Just a lot of questions. Just there was a lot. It was very confusing. Easter, but I've been getting comments and shit from for the last 3 days. I've been getting like hot takes in my inbox from all my guy friends. So I think I'm just never gonna invite them all to a holiday again because it was just chaotically too much information that I did not need to know about them.
TMI. What kind of hot takes? Like
Well,
sports ones or just
people, I mean, you
life?
you put this in the notes because I forget how many people don't know about it. But when we got Kelvin Benjamin for that very very short contract, and basically didn't he really didn't do anything for us, but whatever.
Hmm.
People were freaking out, and I saw this one idiot that everyone was roasting on Twitter today, and I'm kind of excited about it. Tweeting about
Oh,
how like Kelvin Benjamin was spotted at like this, and this, and like people are just like on Kelvin Benjamin watch. Which I'm sorry, don't we have other things to do? Like Kelvin Benjamin
right.
is not that exciting. So I mocked it. I said I'm 3 Miller Lights deep at the Peanut right now, and Kelvin Benjamin just walked in,
Hmm.
and that started like the unconfirmed reporting thing because it went everywhere. You knew that I was at Winstead's with my mom. I wasn't even there.
Hmm.
I had 3 or 4 people from the Peanut that I know saying, "Why did you tell everyone that Kelvin Benjamin's here?" People I guess went to the Peanut, and like the one down on 50th and Main, the original, that one that we don't really
Oh,
like going to,
yeah.
but just did it. Just it's touristy, um,
Well, that one's fun if your only intention is to drink
right? And get
and
like
that's it and not eat.
yeah, the food is just not that good there. I
Yeah.
just if you're, I think the best wings still are at the 127th Peanut, which is the one that I go to. So I'm not really like, I'm not worried about it. If you guys try to find me there and try to stalk me, good luck. You got a lot of people to go through before you can. Um, but it's just one of those things, like it's become my signature, and I did it again yesterday when we signed Frank Clark and gave up our 29th pick in the first round, and
Hmm.
that just made people so mad. I got takes all day long to the point where I love you guys. Like my guy friends are half the reason that I mean I steal all their takes, all of them. I don't have any talent or original thought of my own. um and they're all their takes are mine, and so I appreciate them keeping me going. But good god, was it just running rampant the last couple days of Tyreek Hill, and then the
Hmm.
Frank Clark thing, and then it's like, oh God, are the Chiefs just the most we don't care about women organization in the NFL? And I go, that's fucking preposterous. Where are you guys getting this shit from? And you get on the
Right.
internet and it's good old hot takes, boys. Um,
Hot takes,
and
boys.
I'm you were busy all day, but I'm sure you saw shit going on.
Hmm. I was not busy. I mean, I am busy, but not really anymore. So yeah, I was on Twitter all day.
So you're like, yeah, what up? I was on Twitter.
Yeah. I am the most productive on days that I'm actually supposed to be at my paying job because I just get on Twitter all day.
You get paid in love from me.
That's true.
Love, NASCAR tickets, food events
Yes.
that you don't want to go to, just all sorts of shit. There's all sorts.
What? I always love food.
Uh, we'll just
What?
never do a Bloody Mary bar again. We'll just do that. We'll just
Yeah, okay, that was misleading. That wasn't a food event. That was a Bloody Mary event.
and I was like, what other events? Like, there's the wine walk this Saturday. Recovery Hydration is going to be down there. I'll be down there as a model, I guess. If I'm alive, we'll be going down for that. And then you've got MiniCon coming up too, right? This weekend.
Yeah, yeah, in the plaza.
Look
They're
at
doing something.
you.
Only because you're here.
That's
The
good.
plaza. Yeah. So we have a bit of stuff to do this weekend. No food though.
I know. I'm gonna have to try and find time to feed you.
Do that
We
or
will.
else. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
No, but this weekend, and then we got after that. It's the whole month of May is absolutely insane. So we're looking forward to it. But I think Wig Wednesday might be my new favorite thing that we've started.
Okay. Well, we've been talking about it for a while, but neither one of us really had wigs that we were comfortable in. Well, I mean, like you've had some in the past, but you kind of like were over them.
Yeah, you just like what I mean, you know this because you do tons of photo shoots and different like costumes and stuff. Like especially that KDA one I was talking about, like, oh, you should do da 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 da, and you're like, I am so over Akali. Like you've done it, you're like ready to go on to your other one. So now you've got pajama looks, you've got like you've been doing a lot of different looks. So it just, I mean, once you've done one for long enough, that's why I switch up my hair. Like that's why I buy wigs so I don't switch up my hair. My bad.
Right. Because you destroy it. You can't possibly like keep up with it.
Some people can, and I just don't know how they do it. So I'm just like, whatever. You guys, you do you. I'm gonna just try to keep my hair from falling out, and that's what we're gonna do. Bleaching it and like changing color all the time is a horrible idea. So,
Okay.
but people on, I think it's Instagram that like started this idea that you can dye your hair rainbow dye and like live a normal life. Like you can't have rainbow hair
No.
and not be in the salon at least like 12 hours every couple weeks.
All the time. Well, there's
Yeah.
this one we follow that makeup artist, Mackenzie,
Yeah.
and she dyes her hair constantly, and it doesn't ever fall out. And I'm just like, I don't know how. She dyed her hair green,
Uh huh.
like, and then a week later changed it back to blue. And I was like, how?
That's crazy because yeah, I would. My hair would just be like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Right? Like my hair would be like, nah, we're done now. Goodbye. Fall out.
So I dig it. So the Wig Wednesday is a hit. Other people like it too. So I think people are just like, who are these people?
Who are they? We don't know. It's Tiffy and I don't have a good name.
I don't know. I feel like you would be like Blossom or something.
Tiffy and Blossom.
It's
That works
perfect.
for me.
It's that cat.
Perfect.
It's that cat.
Since David didn't name us, we'll just have to make our own.
Well, yeah, he'll come back, I'm sure, and be like, well, this is what I thought.
Well, this is what you should have done, you idiots.
Oh,
He's like
remember
number one marketer.
Cheryl Blossom was that one cartoon character. I could be Cheryl and you can be Blossom. It's perfect.
Perfect.
I
We
look like a
make one whole
Cheryl.
person.
Cheryl today.
Cheryl. All right, I'm gonna call you Cheryl now.
I look like I need to talk to a manager. Nah, my hair needs to be shorter for that.
Yeah,
Speaking of short
definitely way
hair.
too much flow to be. She's more like, I need to talk to your manager behind the bar a little.
My son really needs to get into your school.
Right, I really need that burger for free. Um,
So Cheryl would suck a dick for a cheeseburger. Good to know.
I think so. Little honey pot that you are.
Okay. Cheryl's a hoe.
Well,
I dig it.
I would think so.
I feel like you should suck dick for more than just a cheeseburger, but I digress.
I agree. I agree. At $9.99 is probably a little on the cheap side.
That's a hell of a deal, though.
Yeah, maybe a little dick suck and like a bag of cocaine.
Okay. Casual.
I don't know. Does Cheryl do cocaine?
Cheryl
Is
looks like she
more
does
of a-
cocaine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I could get the sniffles or something and then
Okay.
just like
Perfect.
constantly
So,
rub my nose.
right. You have to stay in character for the next 2 hours.
Oh. Perfect. So I just start screaming.
I'm gonna need you to throw in at least 6 yalls per 15 minutes.
All right, y'all.
Perfect.
My daddy said.
Cheryl Blossom is in Riverdale. Oh, she's also from Archie, I guess.
There you go.
Is she the redhead?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The redhead in
Oh.
Archie, but I don't know who Cheryl Blossom is. And
No, Riverdale is Archie.
I didn't know these things until there was like 14-year-olds that I think was at not the nail salon because I don't go there anymore. Maybe the car place. They were watching Riverdale on this like 80-inch TV.
Oh.
I was like, what is this? That sounds really familiar. Huh, that's weird. And I was like, nope, can't be Archie. Now I know. It is.
Now you know. It is. It's like, yeah. I don't like it because they shoot it like very, very dark for no reason. Like the hallways and everything are always dark, and I don't know why that bothers me, but it does.
It bothers me because it's supposed to be like the cinematic like look, and I want to like turn up the like brightness on the TV.
Right.
I'm old. That's why it bothers me.
Okay. If it's not coming in my pack of bubblegum, I don't want to read it or see it.
I used to love those comics, but like I didn't like reading chapter books at the time. I was just like looking at pictures. So I was like really young when I was reading them, and I didn't know half the stuff they were talking about. So I was just like, look, they're so
Right.
pretty.
It was a very adult comic.
Yep, I just did. I also read Conan the Barbarian a lot, so I don't think I
Okay,
was directly supervised when I was doing this.
that's funny. Whatever. Anyway, um, so it's Wig Wednesday. We're also celebrating your favorite guy, Gary Lezak's birthday.
It's the greatest weatherman of all time's birthday, and I think it should be maybe more of a national holiday.
Do you have any good Gary stories to share for his birth?
Yes, I have a few, but I'll just share one.
Okay.
I no, my favorite Gary Lee's that story you were actually part of.
Hmm.
We were over at his husband's birthday party, thanks to a last minute invite. Thank you, Stephen. And we were just basically like, "Hey, you should come here," and I'm like, "Okay." Kind of crashed it, I guess would be a better
Okay.
term. We walked in. I got a cupcake thrown at me immediately. You guys were like,
Steven.
yeah, Steven. And then you guys were like, we gotta go. I'm like, well, I gotta go too. I don't want to stay here without you guys. And you're like, no, it's cool, just stay. And I'm like, okay. So I ended up somehow in the kitchen talking to Gary, and he was like, I have my new children's book coming out. Do you want to see it? And I was like, well, of course I want to see this. Like, this is the greatest thing in my life. Like, why would I not want to see this beautiful kids book that you wrote? So we go to his den, and like I grew up watching Gary on 41, and I feel, don't you feel bad saying that to people that you know now? Like if you were to like, I don't know, like when we were hanging out with Chris Katz at the Hope House thing, I was like, yeah, and I was trying to explain like how we knew each other, but I'm like, I grew up watching it, and I'm like, that would be so
Right.
annoying if somebody said that to you. Like, I get it, I'm old.
Well, it's gonna be happening. I mean, it already is happening. We do have a younger audience that they're gonna be like,
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. We offer nothing to children.
We could
But,
barely keep up with memes. Let's be honest.
well, we're pretty good at memes, I think.
Yeah, but like they're on a whole nother level. Like they
That
talk
is true.
in turn. They talk in memes that I don't even understand.
They do. I forgot about the one, the
What did that?
foray into dating
Yeah. So
children.
the boats thing. What was it again? It was like, what does the boats mean? Is that
He's what? Well, somebody we know sent nudes, and he replied with, "I want to drive the boat" or something. Let me
yeah?
drive that boat.
Let me drive the boat. Yeah. Like I don't understand it.
And it wasn't even like I don't get it.
I've had some weird things said to
If it
me.
was like boobs, like if they had sent boobs, like maybe I could get that because it's like motorboating,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
It was definitely like I think butt cheeks.
Right. Like I don't think she sent anything that was like
Do you motorboat butts now? I guess you do.
maybe. The butt era has lasted for a long time, but I guess the boob era lasted like forever. So,
Well, it did, and I think it's, I don't know what's even, I don't understand it. So like either way, I'm sitting here confused by the youth, and I set my like age range on if I like am on dating things to like 36 and over, because I feel like
mhm.
that's 5 years older than me, is that's the youngest I would go. I don't know, but it's just like it's just too, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's just too much. I was like, I don't understand any of that, and then we see those things where we're like just trying to decipher what the hell they're saying, and nobody knows. I think like that was sent to multiple people and nobody understood what the hell it meant, so
Mm-mm. I don't get it.
it's casual.
I don't get it. I don't do younger, so I don't know. I know a lot of people, a lot of our friends are into it, but
Yeah, if you need the name of some cougars, we can help you, I guess.
it's not for me. I can't.
Yeah, no thank you. But like that's like back to the Lezak story, just
Sorry.
he like I never know if it's okay to say to somebody like, hey, I grew up watching you, but that's exactly it. And then my good friend, our good friend, introduced us a few years ago, and ever since then I was like, oh my gosh. And then he even was at an event or something, and somebody's like, hey, so and so says you're their best friend. I think it was like Gat says you're the best friend.
Right.
And then he's like, who? And he's like, she's like, oh, the chick with the purple hair. And he's like, oh my god, I love her. I was like, oh my god, thank you. I think he's just lying, but it's cool. I don't know if he remembers me ever, but he does follow me on Twitter now, so it's very exciting.
So, well, he's got two.
He has to love me. I mean, like, why do you don't just beef with Alex Smith's wife and then not become my best friend? Like,
That
come
is
on.
true. That is true.
That is like the ballsiest move I've seen of any Kansas City sports media out there. Not even
To
like
fight
the
with
like
your quarterback's wife.
fight with your quarterback's wife. Like, not even like your quarterback. Just fucking go after Elizabeth Smith. Just go for it. And then when it was Mahomes' era, my favorite thing about Gary is he did it back down. He goes, Smith would have never made that throw.
Oh my god. He hated him so much.
So all the like, your husband's a great guy and like I respect his career, blah 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 blah. I don't know what apology, if he even sent one, was, but like I'm sure it's something like that. But then he's just like, yeah, Alex Smith could have never made that. It was just like, oh my god.
So funny.
I just love people that are unabashedly themselves and have like had enough tenure to do it. And I think Gary is one of them. And I think that I do not tolerate any sort of Gary Lezak slander ever. I'm not opposed to Brian Busby. He's just never been my favorite. And I think that our weatherman beef in Kansas City is what makes part of this city so great.
Okay. I agree. I like a good weatherman beef. It's wholesome, you know?
Like,
I don't think they don't ever get into each other. It's mostly just the fans choosing.
that, and like they'll every once in a while be like, my favorite was when that fake ice storm from the playoff game that was supposed to happen. Gary gets on 8:10 in the morning. He's like, from a lesser station that might have told you differently about the weather. It wasn't me. Couldn't it be me? And I'm just like, Gary.
That's so funny. He's so shisty and I love it.
It's just like, that is what I mean. I'm not saying Kansas City is an amazing town because we have the sassiest weatherman in you know, I guess the Midwest. I would say the nation. I'm gonna go with that. You know what? Screw it. He's number one.
Okay.
Do other weathermen get their portrait painted with their dogs like he did?
That is true. I don't think that happens for other weathermen.
So yeah, I feel like when you're starting to get oil paintings done of you, you've made it. And I think Gary, however old you are, I'm going to say 25. I think that you're an icon and you should forever live your life like you are. So you do you, Gary.
So yay. Cheers and a happy birthday. Can you cheers without drinks? I don't know. Sorry.
I have a McDonald's cup here.
I have a sip of Starbucks.
I look like the McDonald's cup.
You do. Cheryl.
I do. I'm just going to screen grab that. That's fine.
Just gonna screen grab that.
I'm just going to take a
Don't
picture of
mind
myself. It's cool.
Don't mind me taking pictures of me.
You gotta love yourself at some point. Shit.
That's true. That's true. As Rue says. So going back into the actual news that people care about. No offense, Gary. Love you. Happy birthday. But
Wow.
people are a little they're a little distracted with the Frank Clark acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday, if you live under a rock or don't know football, that's fine. We traded, I guess, for Frank Clark from the Seattle Seahawks. What's his exact position? I just know defense. I don't know what.
Defensive end.
Defensive end, a DE. Duh.
He's got like basically. Oh, did it say DE on there?
No, it does not say it on the notes, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, yeah. I was like, where do you...
I don't know what his position is.
Oh, I was like, did it say it on there? I was like, you knew that. You knew that term.
No, I was just going like, duh, like, that's how you'd say DE, like, or day.
Day?
Day.
We're just going to call him Day.
That Frank Clark Day.
Just confuse the fuck out of everyone. Why are you calling him that? We got inside info. That's what he likes to be called.
He likes it.
You know, it's funny because speaking of inside info, I got some questions, feedback wise, about what we're talking about our sources for on Monday. You know, right now, I guess people are just really not trusting any sources or anything that's been thrown around with the Chiefs because there's been so much going on up and down about the Tyreek thing, the case with that. So like, people aren't really trusting things. So when the Frank Clark news broke, I saw some people say, I'm not going to trust it till I see ESPN come out with it. And then ESPN came out with it. And it's like, okay, so it's here now. And people were still losing their shit. Like mad.
How so?
They were actually mad about us not having a first round pick now. And we just had this conversation. on Monday. We
Yeah,
just had this. You and I were
but
like, go safe.
yeah, go safe. I agree. But we were not even saying go safe conservative, like money wise. Like just go safe in your character, the character of the players that you pick. Um, we
If
didn't even, I mean, it wasn't even on our radar. I didn't hear a single thing about this Frank Clark thing before it happened.
oh, okay.
So
That
I
well,
knew there was some like rumors this weekend, but like nobody I trusted. I know that sounds like the assholes from Twitter and like ESPN didn't tweet it, but it was like Matt Verdane, and I was like, okay.
people were roasting him today on Twitter, and I joined in because simply I am tired of seeing this jackass all over my timeline. I have him muted, and now people are like tweeting him just his name and the name alone, Matt. Infuriated me to
Mhm.
the point where I'm like, I don't want to see this. Like, I get it. Some people have muted me, blocked me because I am over the top, full of absolutely no confirmed information, just my thoughts and opinions and what I hear. But it still holds a little bit more validity. We could, honest to God, right now on this show, break some really serious, like, behind the scenes secret shit, but we choose not to do it because we're responsible. We choose to, like, have the players' trust and the people that work with the players' trust over talking just to hear ourselves fucking talk.
Right.
So that's where I get tired of the, like, oh, is this real? And over the weekend, I was not on Twitter that much to even pay attention to anything that was going on. I would see stuff and I'm like, that's not it. Whatever, move on. So
Mhm.
with you, when we were talking about the initial character thing, and you
Mhm.
mentioned if the Chiefs wanted to get out ahead of this Tyreek Hill mess, they would continue perpetuating this image of this like family, wholesome, friendly. We care about morals, character, all that shit. That's what
Right.
you and I originally agreed on Monday. We're just like, we think that if you guys want to save some face, because you're about to sign Tyreek Hill, which is in a little bit of a scuffle at the moment. You're about to sign him to a lot of money, so you go in, and if you're gonna make any more moves, you better make sure they're like JJ Watts, salted this earth type people that aren't
Mhm.
gonna cause any distractions.
Right. Like super clean, super
Yep.
no.
So with that being said, we were all a little bit kind of. And initially, I said, I flat out said, this is a good job. I'm proud of you, Chiefs, because I am. And it just kind of opened up some thoughts of mine because we've talked about this in the past about morals and athletes, morals in sports, not even athletes, morals in sports. Do they go hand in hand? Yes or no? Why?
Well, I mean, it really depends on no. I mean, no, flat out, they don't go. Like you talk about this forever, is that NFL is cares about your money, not about your opinion. Um, and they're gonna figure out the best way to make money. Other sports, it's the same, but like I tweeted out about baseball, like right across from the Chiefs Stadium, you've got DMGM, there we go, Dayton Moore. He thinks that the moral high ground is the way to go. Like that's the way that they're going to make their money is that they're going to be a wholesome family sport. Like come bring your kids, ingrain them for life, blah, blah, blah. It's cheap, have fun at the
Yeah.
old ballpark thing. Whereas the Chiefs are like, fuck it. Super Bowl.
Well, yeah. And that's where it comes down to do you want to win or do you want to, be morally righteous? And the Royals won. And then all of a sudden, Dayton's like, okay, we care about character too.
Mhm.
Convenient, I think, for Dayton. Um, but at least he's leading by example. He's standing for something.
Mhm.
So what would you rather see? Would you rather see the extreme of the Royals style of the very family, faith, all that shit first, or do you like to see teams prioritizing winning?
I would definitely like to see prioritizing winning, but I don't think it needs to be done the way that it is with the Chiefs. The Chiefs, though, they know that they can get away with it now because they signed Hill, who was controversial to begin with. way before like we ever got him on our team.
Hmm.
He was controversial, and people, what did they do? They saw that he could run fast, and they immediately went and go bought his merchandise. They didn't give a fuck um, that he literally tried to like kill his unborn child. Uh, so they didn't care then, and then they had the whole hunt thing. Like, how fast did that hunt thing blow over? It was what, 2 days?
I think I saw people tweeting for Hunt to be re-signed by the Chiefs 2 days afterwards.
Yeah, it was ridiculously fast. Everybody saw the video. Like, you had tangible evidence that this happened, and everybody's like, well, and like, I mean, the Chiefs got rid of him, don't get me wrong, but like, they knew about it for 6 months, and nobody cared. Nobody, none of the fans, they're like, well, he's gone now. Okay.
And there's some
Uh,
people that honestly will never ever understand why the Chiefs got rid of him. They did it because he lied to them, not because of what he did.
right.
The Chiefs, as recently as I think it was New Year's Eve, our sources were with people in the Hunt family, and they were just like, yo, they should have handled it. I mean, they should have got ahead of it before, but the guy lied, and that's what, they'd said, don't do to us. Like, be honest with us. I was like, okay, so there you go. Like, once again, the Chiefs do not care about what he did. They cared about the lying part and
Hmm.
the appearing that the organization wasn't all communicating and all on the same front, because that's what they did. They basically just tried to look like they all had this united front, but they didn't. And there was the police lied to them. It was a fucking mess. The whole thing was a fucking mess. But
Yeah.
Chiefs fans got over that, like you said, very quickly.
Yeah. They were like, whatever. Clark signed him. Obviously there was some domestic violence and like burglary, which I didn't look into that one. But he has a past, and it's known. And that was hardly brought up at all, like by Chiefs fans. They're just more worried about the fact that comparing him to D Ford, which we'll get into in a bit, but
That's my favorite.
they were all about crunching numbers yesterday, so
Do people like don't have anything to do on Tuesdays? Like,
apparently not. They went deep into the stats lines to find some shit. I saw somebody tweeting about like they're like, here's Clark's lines on like Sunday afternoons versus D Ford's, whatever. Like they're like, and we're predicting that the Chiefs will get mostly afternoon games. I was like, what? What?
I'm sorry, Draft Twitter. Have you lost your fucking mind?
I don't know. I don't.
Wow. That's the question that I had for you, is like where you were seeing all this, but then I think I know the like route that you like, the dark hole of Chiefs things that you must have gone on, because I saw something similar, but it's like I was defensive ends wearing the number 55.
Oh no.
And Frank Clark did come in and he's got number 55 now.
Really?
So do you take that as like shade throwing? What do you think?
That's pretty shady. I didn't know that he did that.
I don't know if the
That's
Chiefs did it or I'm like he did it.
what did he wear? Did he wear that in Seattle?
I thought he wore 35, but that's also like a running back number. So let me double check. That'd be
Because if he
funny.
went out of his way to change his number to 55, that's hmm.
I'm sure that people are gonna correct me here in a minute. No,
Right?
he was number 55 in Seattle too.
Oh, okay.
That would have
Well,
been
that's less
funnier.
shady
Damn it!
then.
I was rooting for chaos.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Okay. Well, now I read nothing into it. It's still a little, I mean, it's not douchey per se because like you can't, it's not your problem what the organization did before you got there. Um,
Right.
so whatever. I guess here we are. That was less fun.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I really wanted to have some drama. There's drama enough with people losing their freaking mind yesterday. Like we said on Monday, I'm not quite sure how none of this stuff like matters or pays your bills, yet people act like it's gonna like change their life, like who the Chiefs draft. To the point where I saw somebody tweet, and I tweeted out on Sprots takes, like, what the hell is this? Somebody tweeted out, would you pay $500 to make a vote on who your team gets simply because it's like you pay $500 and then your vote might count? Like, what? I would not pay
No,
$500 to go see the Chiefs play. I don't care. That's too much money to do anything with the Chiefs. Like that means you have like a problem. It's not a hobby anymore. You have like you
Right.
think you're involved and sweetie you're not.
I think that's even like worse, I guess, opposite. Like you're literally getting rid of like 10 people's jobs, which you're basically saying that 10 people that do the draft and decide these things. Like I'm not sure it's more than 10. I'm just being cat
Yeah.
or not casual, whatever. We're gonna go with 10. You're saying that 10 peoples are not doing their job and that you from your couch, no involvement in this team, no idea about the cap, salary, all of this information, you get to pay $500 to decide and like basically fuck all them, fire them really at this point. Like obviously, Twitter polls are better. Uh, I thought that was ridiculous. And then somebody replied, they're like, I wouldn't pay 500, I'd pay like 200. Like, what? You don't get to. You get nothing. These people get paid $100,000 a year probably to do this. The Chiefs aren't going to take your $500 vote. Sorry.
And it's even stranger that these people have nothing or like no experience. They just literally just want to tell you like, well, I like this guy because I saw this, and this. And I'm like, I made a mock draft. I'm not going to lie to you. I made a mock draft with my dad. Now that Frank Clark is here and that's over and done with, my mock draft doesn't look right. So am I going to be broadcasting it? Probably not. We don't even have a first round pick now. But I'm going to shift it all down. I'll probably tweet it and share some whatever with you guys. But like, don't take it so seriously. Like, I actually like to think that, you know, it's fun to watch and not like put money on it. Like tonight I have money on Bovada. They have the prop bets available for who's going to go number 1 overall pick in the draft. Kyler Murray is obviously, you know, right up there, number 1. He's got some strong odds, but I mean, that's the type of shit that that's the only money I'm going to be spending on draft night is
Right.
who's going to go overall number 1, not, oh guys, I want to pay $500. That's $500. I'm sorry. You and I are self-employed. $500 is like a lot of money.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say with that is preposterous. And if you, honest to God, have nothing else to spend your money on besides that, give it to us.
Right. I will take your $500 and do something with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's not even the amount that got me. It's just the whole concept. Like I said, like, you're disregarding 10 people's jobs because you from Twitter can do it better.
Yep. That's how it goes, though. And, like, that's how people, you know, it was weird. I think there's just, like, hater shit going on lately because I had somebody in my, what was it? It was Instagram DMs. And they said the reason that I never smile is because I have bad teeth.
Oh.
And so I posted a picture today finally that you can see my teeth, and I'm like, hi, thanks. So that was like a really weird hater comment out of nowhere.
That is really weird.
There was like a lot of people talking shit on, what was it? Oh my God. I can't remember what we tweeted or something. People were responding to that one tweet I put out about my boyfriend not marrying me this past weekend because he can't divorce his wife and tied. It was so stupid, but it was,
that was
like,
funny.
I laughed, but people were like, oh my God, what the hell is wrong with you? And I'm like, you know what? Like, just for the love of God, I'm not being serious. Like, it's okay.
Right.
I don't know. I think people are just feisty right now.
They are, and I don't know why. Like, there's really no reason to be as feisty as you guys all are.
Pluto's in retrograde.
Yeah, but that just happened like today, right?
Yes, this morning. So I don't know why.
It's been all week.
It's Taurus season. They're all argumentative, and they would casually throw $500 around because they live the life of luxury, apparently.
Right.
I got a call from the Chiefs today about season tickets from a woman named Janet, and I thought it was my mom, so I laughed at her. I was like, Mom, what do you want? Because it was from an 816 number, and I was like, what do you want, Mom? She's like, no, this is Janet with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm like, haha, that's great, Janet. Anyways, what do you want? And she's like, we saw that you passed on renewing your season tickets from last year. Would you? I go, no, I don't, Mom. What do you like? Do you need something? And she's like, this isn't your mother. And then I finally heard it was like a young person. I was like, oh. So I just like screamed at her for being my mom for a good probably 2 minutes.
That's hilarious.
But no, I do not need to renew season tickets. I will be there because I don't have a problem with what the Chiefs are doing. Like, I've been waiting for the Chiefs my whole life to fucking nut up and put some people on this team that are going to be playmakers and difference makers and win a fucking
Mhm.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I am okay with the Clark thing only because the issues that he's had in the past. I mean, yes, it's annoying that we keep collecting these people, but it's been a while. He has a good reputation with the Mariners. People liked him there. Uh, he got the approval from El Capitan. He tweeted out that he was excited for Clark to be here from Patrick Mahomes. So, you know, you got the Golden Boy's approval. Well, I guess we're here for it.
We are, and this is I guess it's because I think that our opinions, our opinions on Frank Clark as a person, as fans, we can't really say much because unless you've been tracking this since his Michigan days and unless you have known him since his Michigan days, a lot of people are making comments like, if people were to have known me when I was 17 to 22, they would have hated me. Like I was the worst human
Hmm.
being. And I think it's true. And I think a lot of the Casey shock jock commentating from around the microphones of Kansas City radio saying
Hmm.
like, oh, we're offended by this. I can't believe the Chiefs don't care about blah 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 blah. I would just like to point out, as females that have gone through situations that were incredibly uncomfortable, down to on my end, it was domestic violence. We've been there and done that, and I still know the difference of raising children with real role models and raising children lazily and just saying, look at these football players, they're gods, you need to make sure that you kiss their ass no matter what they do, and anything they do is probably wrong, don't believe the fake news media. Like,
Right.
have some fucking standards for your parenting, and don't tell your kids that these people are supposed to be revered. They're athletes making money from destroying each other. It's a game. And like, I don't understand the mentality of people being offended when the teams do something bad like this level, where it was a plea deal down. He has obviously remained out of trouble.
Hmm.
He's working on every. I mean, like, unless you know the situation inside and out. The thing that I was so mad about the Luke Heimlich shit with the Royals though is because they come out and pretend to be so holier than thou, and because they come
Right.
out and do that, that's why it's different. But people are comparing outrage over Luke Heimlich with the Royals. I'm like, no, it's because Dayton Moore walks around like he is the second coming of Christ, and thinks that everyone on his team should be too.
Hmm.
That's what I think is too much tinkering in sports. And then you see the difference. If you truly put morals and sports together, that's what you get. You get this uptight, ridiculous, general manager ideal that all your team is living the same godly life that you are.
Hmm.
So it's like you get the two opposites in Kansas City in the same parking lot. You get somebody who is trying to win a Super Bowl while the window is still there to do so, without blowing all of your salary cap and losing all your money, and then across the street is somebody who is preaching to players and everything else about morals and doing horribly. So it's just like,
Right.
which one would, I mean, you see Dayton and you made that comment, like, if you even think about looking at titties, you're out.
Right.
It's the
But I mean,
extreme.
that's not what's holding them back from winning, to be fair.
True. If they were
That
having
would
like a
be
porn
higher
problem
up.
in the
That's David
clubhouse.
David Glass's option because he just won't give them the money. Chiefs are just blowing money like crazy. I don't know. I mean, they have a plan that they obviously are convinced is going to work, um, to get them. And I feel like they have to. I feel like they have to win a Super Bowl this year, or at least be in the Super Bowl this year to kind of validate everything that they're doing.
Right, and when you see teams making those moves, we saw the Royals making moves in 2015 to get us aligned to be in that perfect spot to win a World Series, and we've seen it happen before. And the people of Kansas City know that you have to trust this process of sorts, and believe that there's a greater plan in the front office on whatever sport it is that you're rooting for. But with the Royals, I feel like you could see piece by piece the fit and everything else. With the Chiefs, we have completely done an overhaul. So if you can't see them making an effort to make sure that what happens last year never happens again, then you're fucking blind.
Right. Agreed. And you don't know. I mean, like, we'll get into Clark. Everybody was comparing Clark versus Ford, which on paper, stats wise, at least from like last 2 years or whatever, like their talent level is pretty similar, which I can agree with. But the age difference pretty significant. Clark's much younger. And you guys just don't like we don't know what's going on in the locker room. We don't know if maybe Ford was just a stubborn brat, like, and wouldn't help out or wouldn't whatever make the moves that they need to make. Meanwhile, Clark has an outstanding reputation, like I said, with the Mariners. Like all of the players were tweeting and up Mariners, Seahawks. All of the players were tweeting upset that he was gone. So maybe they just needed a change in personality, not as much a change in talent on the field. And I am sure he knows where offsides is.
That's the thing, and the number one reason that I would have, I mean, obviously I'm okay with D Ford being gone. I'm not like crying over it. Some people are still stuck on Marcus Peters and they're still crying over it. So, look at me being emotionally advanced. Like last year at this time, if you would have told me that D Ford wasn't going to be on the team, I'd be like a mess. Like,
Right.
like what do you mean? I've evolved as a person. It's fun. But no, like that's the thing. So when you look at D Ford, that's where I'd be at. I'd be looking at him from the mental side. I'd be like, is this kid who has underperformed every single year since he got here until last year? He has been injured. He has been bleh, he hasn't done what he's supposed to do. Is this kid going to be able to overcome all of the off-season hate? Like, he's not on Twitter. He's not on Twitter. So even if you guys think that you're tweeting D Ford, one is an account that I run and another is an account in England. And so I logged on to the D Ford account that like I randomly created. I think it was like in 2014 when I did it. It was really a long time ago. I think, I don't know. But like, if you look at all the mentions, it was just nothing but hate and like vile comments. So he's not on social media, but you know, he heard the rumblings around him of what he was, what he was responsible for, and pretty much people made it sound like he was responsible for Kansas City no longer being happy. There's a lot of people that lost money on it. There's a lot of people that were mad about it. I stand on the end of, I don't want some guy who is coming off one of the worst fuck ups of his career. I don't want some guy who's trying to like, the pressure's on. Is he going to do it? And you don't know because D Ford is not known for being good under pressure. So why would you want that on your team?
Right.
Rationally. Like, we knew that he was going to be a little bit of a head case even in the postseason because he was kind of like shaking up a little bit towards the end. He was just kind of like, we were like, is he playing hurt? Is he doing that? But D Ford just wasn't there mentally. And I would pick somebody younger, mentally strong, and arguably more successful than have somebody that's just familiar.
Right. And we did.
So I don't know why, like, this is why it's like we knew we had a problem. And even you as like a beginning level, entry level Chiefs fan, you've seen what has happened over the last few years of playoffs. Your first NFL game was a playoff game that no one like scored a touchdown.
Yeah. Steelers. Good times.
So like you've seen the curses and the up close and the flaws glaring at us as Chiefs fans. And then you have these guys coming on saying, I want somebody that's like morally high, like that's on the moral high ground. And I think the Chiefs are going to do the right thing. And then you hear the Frank Clark news and these guys are just fucking losing their mind. I'm sorry. You don't get to have like a cushy little happy, perfectly morally sound pro football team and also win.
Right.
There's controversy because the closer you get to the top and the more people know that, you have a danger of becoming the new dynasty and in the NFL, look what happens. The Kareem Hunt video, which was told to be deleted and destroyed by the Cleveland police, magically resurfaces and all these other things start happening. And then all of a sudden there's this like, DCF case into Tyreek Hill's home life. And it's just like, okay, it's just interesting. That's all.
Right.
That's all.
Right. No. You're spot on. I mean, like you said, the more high profile you are, the more people are going to be watching and looking for reasons to take you down. That goes for anything, not just sports, just life, you know? That's why the celebrities have all of these scandals all the time. Like, no, people are just looking for shit
Well, and
constantly.
what would you, I don't know how people feel about this. I mean, I have kids, so I try to keep a lot of my personal life personal, and I do a really good job of keeping it separate. Like, you don't see me looking like this at school pickup. Um, but like I do it because it's like a private thing. And
Mhm.
if you get so involved in like the personal lives and the drama and everything, you could just be a very open person and just tell people, hey, this happened, so we're going to try to be out in front of it. Because that's, I mean, from the few limited PR classes that I've taken and the limited experience I've had, it's always better to be out in front of something. So it's
Mhm.
like, I would rather tell people what's going on in my life than let them speculate, but I'm also very open to a certain extent about everything that goes on with me. So I don't know. Would you feel more comfortable if Tyreek would have had a press conference and said, "Hey, this is what's going on," or do you think that would have been the wrong move?
For him, it would have been the wrong move because it's just drawing more attention to a situation that the longer, like the more we find out about it, the more he's just, it's not his, like, that'd be like apologizing for something you didn't do, you
Yeah.
know? Like, even though he doesn't have to say sorry, but like, I guess it's a little bit annoying that we don't have the full information yet, but like, you can put together the pieces. I mean, we kind of talked about it, our source on Monday that pretty much knows that it's taken care of and not going to come back onto him anyway. But I mean, you have to look at what the Chiefs are putting out for the public to know anyway. They said that they're looking into it. They've known for quite some time. Meanwhile, all of the acquisitions that they've made in the offseason, all of them are defense. We're not out here collecting receivers to make up for the fact that we're about to lose our number one, offensive talent outside of Mahomes. Like,
Right.
they're not pursuing anything. They haven't even gotten rumors of pursuing anything. He's at practice. He's with the team. Like, all of these things add up to it's fine. So,
No, we got to freak out.
no, it's fine. So, I mean, a press conference, maybe it would have been smart to just be kind of like, hey, but then like you have to worry about legal for everything. Like, let's say, who knows what happens, but let's say it blows back on his wife or something, and then she goes crazy and decides to divorce Tyreek, sue him, anything he said is liable. So like
Mm-hmm.
he's covering his own ass.
And just the hypotheticals that have been going around are so extreme, that I just really hope that people that do know the case and that do work closely with the case are keeping their mouth shut,
Right.
because I've heard bits and pieces of what we know to be the truth, directly from everything, but I don't see how this is going to be something that the Chiefs are just going to be completely blindsided by, because they're very much involved with the process right now, and they're very
Mhm.
much, I mean, they're advising him as far as like future relations, with his fiance, and they're on the board of let's be proactive about this, because we can't have these situations happening. And I think they see Tyreek Hill as a long-term part of the franchise. And the number one thing that I feel is that I don't want to go up against Tyreek. So like if we could just keep him here, that'd be
Right.
great.
Right. And I think that's what, I mean, I think Tyreek is happy here. Like, because he could easily take this as a ticket out. Like, he saw, no offense, but he saw what happened with Hunt.
Yep.
Hunt got dropped and then picked up. Like, oh well, like Tyreek could take that if he wanted to, but I think he's happy here. The Chiefs obviously want him here. Like, they're working with him, they're doing what they can. They're keeping it completely, not completely quiet, but as quiet as humanly possible. Let's be real, there's nothing that has come out officially since then, like on
And
the
we're
news side or the Chiefs side.
we're definitely paying attention to it. Like we're definitely keeping an eye out for it. And we're definitely, trying to stay ahead of it, because, the people that we've been working with and talking to, very much say that we should feel okay as fans with the way things are going, legally. So I want to say that like number one overall, the kids' safety is the concern, should be the number one concern of everyone. And making sure that no matter what happens, the kids, his future unborn children, and everybody are just safe. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what they need to be worried about. He's doing his job. The Chiefs are doing their job. the police are doing their job, and just stop with the speculation, because it doesn't help anything when you get Chiefs Twitter a couple days before the draft all riled up about these things, because it hasn't ended
Right.
well for anyone. Everyone's losing their shit, insulting each other left and right. The fact that I was totally busting that Matt dude's balls by, I think it was like 9 a.m. I don't even know.
Oh my gosh.
Like that is the reason that we gotta like kind of cool it as Chiefs Twitter for just a little bit longer. Drafts tomorrow. We don't have a first round pick, so how do you feel about it?
I am okay with it. Like, I think that Seattle definitely got, with the Clark trade, they got our first round pick and then they got one for next year, a middle one. Um, I think that they definitely got the upper hand in what they need because they did just sign Russell Wilson. They need some cheaper dudes, which college kids are cheap. Um,
Yep.
so like it math wise makes more sense for them. They got the way better hand on the deal. But like we talked about, like I think performance and personality wise for what the Chiefs need defensively, we got exactly what we need. We did not get like the short stick, like we did what we needed to. We weren't going to get somebody of Clark's caliber in the 29th round. Um,
Yeah.
29th pick? Is it a round of pick? No, first round, 29th pick. We weren't going to get that level there. Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't have done it. Like, they're not stupid. They're just not like, throwing it around. Like, picks are great. They're fun. But they're not like a magical bean. Like, just because you get that, like, it's not like, boop, exactly what I needed. Yay!
It's gonna be
No, like,
forever perfect.
right. Clark is proven. Like, we know that we can trust this man. Well, we don't know that for 100% fact, but we can pretty much guarantee, as opposed to this college kid from God knows where, LSU or something, that like, okay, it worked there. Is it going to work in the NFL?
Yeah, because it doesn't always translate, and so for these people to freaking the hell out for absolutely no reason, it just gets old. So if they could just stop, thank you.
Just stop. Just stop
Just
forever.
stop it. I was
Yeah.
just doing some Instagram promotions, and I noticed that people were already, it said like 4 or 5 different of the people we follow started following Frank Clark on Instagram. So at least you guys are being
Hey.
loyal, shout out to the social media brigade. Chiefs Kingdom is pretty lit. They will blindly follow all the players on everything.
Right. Well, and I mean, like, even though, yes, some of our players have a little bit of a shady past, not always perfect, Tyreek, media-wise, is very, very good. He's very well trained. I mean, he's had a lot of practice, but he is respectful. I assume that translates to how he acts with the team and coaches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Clark, like I said, same thing. He's well respected. Matthew is like the Chiefs' number one favorite.
They love
Chiefs
him.
fans' number one favorite guy. Like, he is constantly on social media. He is number one hype boy. Like, he is ready to go. I don't know much about the other ones yet. Okafor, Ogba, Breland, those new acquisitions, but they're changing the culture of the team. Obviously, Patrick, number one. But they're trying to make it as wholesome as you can be without being wholesome. You know?
Yeah, the Chiefs, they've been doing a lot more on social media. I think that kind of draws in a younger audience to begin with. And I think that's good because, having people grow with the team and grow up with the team is good, but they skirt the line. And I think it's brilliant the way that they do it, between all age appropriate and slightly inappropriate. And like Chiefs just own it. And I don't know, in the age of 2019 where you have to constantly apologize for every little thing that you do and say, and every little, I mean, like, I didn't hear any like anti-incest people coming after you after Monday's
I was
show.
waiting for it.
I was honest
I
to
was
God waiting for it
excited.
too. You were like, bring on the incest haters.
Yeah, I was ready to fight, but nobody wanted to.
I think people were just shocked. But like the things that we say, like I expect to have some sort of accountability for it for the most part.
Right.
So it's just kind of like, it's weird when like these guys come in, like Breland has been known to speak out against, not against his team, but in certain areas. He has been very open about what he thinks of his quarterback and the rest of his team and all that and whatever.
Okay.
But Honey Badger just wants to fucking win. And I think that
He's adorable.
what we're looking at now is this team that the defense is finally looking like, what we've always wanted. And, with every single defensive staff member except for Andy Reid's son being flipped, I mean, half the starting 11's gone too. So we're just like, okay, like we're all in on this new year who dis with the Chiefs. And I don't, to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck what they do.
Right.
They could have anyone come on at this point because I've detached myself so much. It's not because I don't care about domestic violence, very much
What?
do. Um, Not that I don't, care about this stuff. I care very much about it. I think we both do. I think we
Mm-hmm.
both know um, a lot of people that have been helped by the various organizations in Kansas City that have helped people get out of their situations. And we respect Hope House and Rosebrook for what they do. It is just so difficult to do what you and I do and love what we
Mm-hmm.
do if we
Mm-hmm.
continue to think that these sports teams are based on human emotion. They're based on business decision. And we've had to come to terms with it, which sucks. Like, I don't want to look at, Clark Hunt in the face and know that if, one of his players had, we had been in a scuffle or something and he hit me. I don't want to know that he's paying me off to be quiet and then go be a Chiefs fan for the rest of my life. I don't know if I could do that. I don't think I could do that. I don't know if I could keep quiet. I don't know what it would be like to be, told to please don't leak this story. But I feel like it would probably put me in a way different position. But it's like you just have to look at these cases and just be like, hey, you know what? The team is doing what's best for them. They want to hire criminals, score touchdowns. That's it. But to
Mm-hmm.
honest to God, think that these teams have any sort of moral backbone that truly cares about the community. They care about money. How is it that hard to
Of
figure
course.
out?
It's a business, of course. But like I hate the people. I don't hate the people, but it's frustrating to people for me. Like they assume that these people, the rich, Clark Hunt types of people, are just able to do this or just do this because like they don't care about domestic violence. Like when you have domestic violence all the time, like I only know because yesterday my neighbors were, you guys have heard my neighbors fight before on the show. Yesterday they got incredibly crazy beyond the normal levels. And not a soul on my street called the cops until maybe I did. But, um, and I know why. I know they were all thinking like they don't want to be that person that calls the cops on their neighbors that you have to live with forever. And it's that times 1,000 for like athletes, like you don't want to call the cops, especially when you live in an athlete's neighborhood, which is one house per fucking street. They know it's you across the street calling,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
they do.
know. You don't want to be the guy that called on Tyreek Hill or whatever, you know. So we can pretend, or it's nice to think that we're gonna be number one moral Christian people, like when we're not involved in it. But it's different when you're involved. Like
It is.
not always black and white like you like to think or hope that it would be.
Right. And you have people that, are persuaded by family, friends to not, press anything further and to not report anything further. Just because your favorite athlete gets off of domestic violence charges doesn't mean that he wasn't guilty. And just because
Hmm.
somebody gets accused of something and, it comes out that there's text messages the woman sent, whatever, doesn't mean that they are guilty. I mean, to me, I think it should be just as punishable to falsely accuse someone
Hmm.
of rape, domestic violence, sexual assault of any sort. I think it should be just as
Absolutely.
illegal to do that as it should be to do it. But that just honestly goes down to our judicial system, and it's fucked. Our judicial system is a complete mess on a lot of different levels where we're criminalizing things that shouldn't be criminalized, like weed.
Right.
So it's systematic down to the core of something that's so much bigger than I could even begin to describe. So until we fix these issues on our own end of, believing survivors, believing women that come forward, because it's not easy and it's terrifying. But to have some accountability for the people, that draft stock does go down because of a false accusation. I mean, you're going to see that tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a really weird day for a lot of people, because we're just going to be basically, I mean, I know that I will be sitting around waiting for news to start coming out about these, first round projected picks. And that's when it would happen. And there's people that do that, and it's false accusations, and they ruin their freaking life. So it's like there has to be accountability on all sides. And if we're gonna sit here and pretend that football, just because they give back to communities, because they have a fulfillment, because they literally have a fulfillment in their contracts as an NFL franchise to go do community service, like it's not because they just love helping; they have to. And that's like the other part. It's like it's all a business, everyone. So I don't know. I didn't think that we needed to say that on the show. I didn't think that we needed to talk about it. But after yesterday's reactions to so many different, like, people were really upset and saying like different things, and like actual like sports radio personalities were just like kind of bewildered by what the Chiefs are doing. And I'm like, are we the only people that have figured out that sports are a business and they don't give a shit about your feelings?
Right. Not at all. Don't care about your morals. Don't care about your D Ford love. Like,
nope.
Don't care. And you won't care either as soon as August rolls around. So,
yeah.
Enjoy being mad for no reason for 4 months.
Well, half of this has to be because there's just nothing else going on.
I mean, yeah, they have nothing else to worry about. You can't hate on the Royals anymore because the Royals hate on the Royals. So, like,
good point.
We have nothing to be mad about at the moment except this. So that's what we're rolling with. Luck. Go.
No, people were mad too because draft parties. I saw a lot of people like, what are we going to do for the draft now?
I was so happy. Fuck your draft. Fuck your mock draft. Fuck your draft parties. I hope that you all paid to go watch the Chiefs one at the Arrowhead Stadium and are sad because nothing will happen that's fun. Except it was better, I think, was it last year that we didn't trade our pick until at the draft or something?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was already there. Oh, God, that makes my heart so happy.
They were just losing their shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we're all trapped in the training facility. And, oh, by the way, we're not doing anything today.
That was the greatest thing of all time. Well, the actual Chiefs one at Arrowhead is going to be on Saturday now.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, then, there you go.
Yeah. Everyone can
You'll get to see us pick somebody that you won't ever see play.
I think it's on Saturday. I don't know. I had people asking me if that was if I was going to the Johnny's one with 810.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
I mean, we're not like, I mean, we don't work for 810, so I just thought I should make that clear. But more importantly, like, going out on draft night, I have a bed. It's Tempur-Pedic. It's incredible. I will just stay in and just go to bed.
Not performance sheets, though.
Not performance sheets, man.
Yet.
I just feel like I should have more performing in my sheets before I get performance sheets.
Okay.
Isn't that a little, like, redundant, just have performance sheets to be alone?
Isn't that what, like, most dudes do in their Nike dry fits and don't even lift weights?
That's true. They're just like, I got this dry fit.
Oh, do ya? Do you even lift, bro?
I actually got a bunch of dry fits that have Sprots Steaks logos on them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Speaking of which, if you guys have not seen the new Sprots Steak stuff at Dadbod Tees, what is our full web address?
I think it's just dadbodtees.net. I don't know if we have like the actual. You can find it. I don't think we both need to be typed in.
I can't spell though, so it's going really well.
DADBOD.
Yes.
TEES.
Well, his social media has Omaha in it, so I just want to make sure that wasn't in the web address, but it's not.
I can't spell.
So, Dadbod Tees, use our code SPROTSteaks. We have dry fits now. So, for all of you fake lifting bros, we have stuff. Or for you real lifting bros like us two, we work out, we have dry fits. So,
boom.
Get one, get some, get a million.
Get you some. Use our code SPROTSteaks.
They have like other sports that we don't care about. But, I mean, we care about the sports, we don't care about the other merch. Just kidding. And they also have your new car edition.
Yeah, they do.
What is that?
So I have an unhealthy love for whoever that man is in Conrad McGorkin's AV.
Hmm.
Don't know who it is. I guess Conrad has figured it out, but even though we know Conrad McGorkin's real name, still call him Conrad. It's cool.
That is true.
But I have an unhealthy love for him and the little like Mahomes headband thing that they put out when
Hmm.
Mahomes started like his signature headband look. And so I told Dad about it. I'm like, I need this immediately. He's like, what flavor? And I was like, coconut. And he's like, okay. And so we made that happen.
That's how he talks.
That's definitely how he talks.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, God, whatever.
Whatever. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
Oh my God.
I'll stop. I'm sorry.
I don't think he's watching right now, thank God.
Thank God. He'd be like, what are you two whippersnappers doing?
Okay. But no, really go check them out. They're local-ish. Midwest is local enough. And I like all their stuff.
It's
I
so
have been
comfortable.
wearing my sweatshirt for like every day this week, and it's a problem.
Is it though?
No, it's not a big problem, but it is sort of a problem. My sister just got stuff. I don't know what she ordered though. I don't think she got it yet. She would have showed me by now, but
You would think.
you would
Maybe
think.
you guys are beefing. You don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So, draft day tomorrow. Looking out for all the scandals. That'll be fun. Are you watching any playoff hockey? Betting anymore?
Now there's nothing but what the Jets or is it Columbus tonight or is it Hurricane? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, Capitals and Hurricanes are the
Capital and
only ones
Hurricanes.
left.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I don't really. I mean, no, I don't want
Okay.
to do anything unless it's like a parlay. I think those were really fun. I like doing the 3-team parlays, just like having the underdogs, and then I do a one for the people that win, but it's not really that fun because
Okay.
they're already favored. So,
Right, right.
boo.
Yeah, there's not much exciting hockey to watch right now until the second round starts. But last night was crazy. I didn't watch the game, but the Knights got beat like out of nowhere. Your boys, the Sharks, scored 4 goals in 4 minutes. Like
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
That's why I think I was worn out. I was just like, how did that even happen? I caught the
It's
tail end of it
crazy.
where people had already just like lost their minds because I got a little like update like tune in. Like I think I got an update after the second one, and I'm like, what do you mean? What's what? And then I turn on goal and keep going goal. I was like, what the hell is this?
Right?
Between that and Damian Lillard's fucking buzzer beater. I'm sorry. I know that's sensitive for you. I feel like I shouldn't like. I didn't even talk about it. I didn't send you anything about it just because I was like, oh, I don't want to bring it up. But I just loved all the like different music they set it to. Isaac
Yeah.
did the DMX one, which was amazing. And then there was a video game one that I retweeted. Then there was another. Somebody did the Lion King to it.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then of course Celine.
Of course. That's funny. I only saw the DMX one. I'll have to go look up the other ones because they're funny. But I mean, I'm not that upset about it because really the Thunder just didn't even deserve to be in the playoffs at this point. Um, it sucks that it was a buzzer beater. Like they were up by double digits almost the entire game. So
Right.
it sucks that they just kind of blew it at the end. But they they have fallen off greatly since the All-Star break, since just the last quarter of this year. So they didn't deserve to be there. Things gotta, I don't know. I think that things should change, but I was looking into it a little bit. Coaching wise is where I think it should change. I'm not a huge Billy Donovan fan personally. So, and obviously I don't think it's working. Like, what do we have to show for it? Nothing. One playoff win.
Woohoo!
So I think coaching should change, but when you do that, it takes a full year to get used to said new coach. So that would kind of like push us towards the tail end of PG-13's contract, Westbrook's contract. Like we have a steady team. Nobody's going anywhere. We're not losing anybody this year, which is like a first in a while.
Yeah.
So there's no stress on the front office side. Like we can fix it if we wanted to, but I was looking into it and they said that Portland had the same exact issue last year. Like they were close, but it just wasn't cutting it. It felt like something big needed to change. They said, fuck you guys, we're saying, we're not changing anything, trust it, and look at them now. Like they made it. They're moving on to the second round of playoffs, farther than we freaking got.
True.
So I don't know. I don't like Billy Donovan, so I'm fully on board for like, see ya. But, you know, if they stay with it, Portland showed that it can work. So
Who would you
we'll
like
see. We
to
didn't
see
have
come in
Robertson
instead?
again. So who I don't know anything about like other coaches, so like that's another reason why I can't have like a firm stance. I can't be like, give me Luke Walton, which he already has a job. But
Remember that time
uh
I said you wouldn't because LeBron was going to
yeah,
blackball him?
right. And then like 2 days later, Luke Walton. I was like, what the fuck? Like I was on board with you. I thought you were 100% right. And then now he got like, okay, here's the funny thing.
Okay.
I forgot about the blackballing part because you did say that, but then he got his job. But then now he is under investigation for, I believe, sexual assault on a female reporter. Like, hello,
What?
that's still blackballing. Just later, like you got your hopes up, you thought you had a job. LeBron, the sneaky motherfucker, is like, what about this?
That was totally a LeBron move.
Yeah. So I don't know if that is collusion there, but I would not be shocked if it was.
Totally is.
Yeah,
Has to be.
because, and I mean, it was the perfect standard setup scenario. Like, it was a woman interviewer. She brought him to her hotel room to be interviewed, or vice versa, his hotel room, whatever. Them two alone to be interviewed, and he, like, tried to force himself on her. Really?
I don't know how many times that we tell people, and like I get to the point like I'm psychotic, like I am absolutely psychotic to the point where I will intervene with people's lives whether they want me to or not. And like the other day I was at the CBD shop getting new vape accessories,
Oh,
and um I this girl that's probably maybe 100 pounds soaking wet
okay.
was working by herself in this store,
Mm,
and this old guy kept talking to her, like literally would not leave her alone while I'm clearly like standing behind him waiting for her to get something out from behind the counter because that's where all of
mm,
it is. And she was like, yeah, I got this. And he goes, okay, so if I have this condition and this condition, and just goes into like solid detail of what they are, thinking that I'm going to leave.
right.
Bitch, I ain't got nowhere to go. This is Cheryl talking. I ain't got nowhere to go,
I ain't got nowhere to go, y'all.
y'all. I flat out fucking dug my heels down, took a seat on this uncomfortable ass chair, and was like, just let him know I'm fine. I can wait all day.
Right.
And he was like, do you work by yourself? Do you what
You did
time?
not.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And this guy looks like the kind that was on like To Catch a Predator back in like
Oh
the
no.
older dude with glasses and like has like a crew neck sweatshirt on but nothing else underneath it, like one of
Ooh.
those type, and like jeans, and he's all like, so are you here by yourself? And those were the key words, and I'm just like, okay. I get back up, I stand directly behind him,
Hmm.
and I get on the phone with my dad, and I'm like, hey, no, I'm just waiting here. No, did you need blah 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 blah, just loudly talking. He goes, oh well, I guess I need to get out of the way here, but I'll come back and see you soon. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, yo, I like hung up the phone. I was mid conversation on my dad. He doesn't care.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, yo, don't ever tell a man or anyone, doesn't matter, man, female, male, female, whatever they are, whatever gender they are,
Mhm.
don't tell people you are by yourself.
No. Never by yourself. Don't tell them what time you get off work. And you're always married if you're a girl. That's
Always.
it. Always. Like, I mean, we both had hotel jobs where we had to work the desk by ourselves. And like, we had a whole stash of rings in the desk drawer. Like, whenever you worked, like, you just put on the ring, like, ha, I'm fake married for the next 8 hours. Like,
Yeah, this is my husband, Frank.
right. Like nobody asks you like how's your husband or whatever. That I mean they love a little how long have you been married thing and I'm always like 80 years. Um
I'm the best plastic surgeon.
right. Like you have to be careful. And same thing, I mean I don't want to like shame this girl. Maybe it did happen, that reporter thing, but you invited a bad situation. Like you were alone with a man like in a closed space that nobody can get to you. Nobody can rush into your hotel room and save you.
No.
That door locks. Like,
I'll tell you the amount of
you
times I've
did
done an
that.
interview in a hotel room.
How many?
0.
It's crazy. Like you don't meet people in private. You go public. Go like, hey, we're gonna meet down at the coffee shop in said hotel
Yeah,
room.
or just pick a freaking corner and be like, and if they say, oh, it'll be quieter back in my room, be like, no, this quiet corner is fine. I have really high definition microphones. We're all right, homie.
Right. Or like, okay, he's high profile. He doesn't want to be seen. Fine. The hotel, go ask the front desk. They will find you a fucking conference room to go into to be in for that time. Like somewhere where the door can be open, somewhere where the door, like people know where you and he are.
And
There's
not a
no
hospitality
bed.
suite. Not a
There's no
hospitality suite.
bed. Yeah.
Unless there's other people with you. Like, I'm just saying, like, there's no reason for anyone to be one on one, alone interviewing somebody in a hotel room. That's just a complete mess. And we're not saying, we're not questioning the validity of this woman or anything like that. We're literally just saying in general, like, it's scary to think that people, like, the things that they need to teach you in journalism school are like ways to avoid these situations.
Hmm.
Because it's not, I mean, it's not uncommon for guys to try, anyone to try and like overstep the lines when, if they are in power, or if you're the one needing to interview them.
Yeah.
And don't let them push you around.
Don't let them push you around. And that's women's safety. Conversely, on Luke Walton's side, like, hello, don't go into a private room with this woman when you are higher profile than she is, I assume.
Yeah.
Like, I assume you weren't chatting with Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
Um, where she can fuck up your life or extort you for money by claiming this because, like we said before, right now there's no punishment for false accusations.
Right.
I mean, she's got to bet, like, if she's vindictive, which I'm not saying this lady is, but let's pretend.
This is
And
all
there
very
are these women.
hypothetical, like he, she people that we're talking about.
Right. This is just in general safety advice. Like, women are crazy sometimes. They will trap you in these situations, and you have to be careful. You have to look out for yourself to not put yourself in that sort of situation, like alone with a girl in a hotel room who could come right out of that hotel room and be like, he raped me.
Right.
If she waits a day, there's no test for that. We just have to trust her. Um, and unfortunately, it happens so much, we're going to believe her because dudes are assholes. So, like,
Yep.
you're risking your life, your money. Like, both of you should have been smart.
I want to know where the common sense training is, because I feel like these guys, yeah, they might know how to run a front office, they might know how to do all this stuff, but chances are, if they're that young and in a head coaching NBA position, that they have lived a very sheltered, focused life on doing nothing but work, doing nothing but doing, like, working and like building their craft and networking at all the right times and working under all the right people and just work, 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 work. I don't think there's a lot of time for Luke Walton's social skills to have developed
Right.
fully. So, like, if you're, especially, I mean, if going into this stuff, I just feel like there needs to be some sort of training. I mean, hell, look at the way the fucking Lakers let Magic just fucking run his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
There's training there that you should just have, like, a, like, shut the hell up clause. But I mean,
Right.
for us to know this shit, like, we have guy friends that shouldn't be like traveling with the people they do, and they do it anyways, and then they
Mm-hmm.
wonder why everything gets like all screwed up, or why everything goes to shit, and they're like, why did this girl rob me? I'm like, because you basically took a hooker with you.
Right.
Like, what do you expect to happen? Like, it just, I don't understand. It's like common sense on everyone's levels. Like, yes, these things happen where, you know, all the common sense in the world couldn't prevent. It's happened to us. It's happened to so many people we know. But it's like,
Right.
all the common sense in the world cannot prevent you from being around a predator. But there are things that you can do in order, on both male and female sides, that you can do to prevent these situations, any gender, with anyone. It's just, be smart. Try to be. Just think ahead. I think that's the other thing. Like, think ahead to, like, how is this going to look if I come out of a hotel room that Luke Walton's staying in, and, like, other people know that he's staying there, and I'm coming out of his hotel room late, or he's coming out of my hotel room late. Like, how is that going to look? Or, like, just be aware of things. Like, I don't want to say,
Right.
like, just be heightened sensitive about people's privacy, but I travel all the time with people that would rather me not post where I am or what I'm doing right then and there, because they just don't, it's just like privacy. So I don't. It's just simple.
Well, even like when we're out by ourselves, like you and me, when we're out at a bar, like some bars, when we know that we will have friends there and we know where we're going,
Yeah.
like, yes, we'll invite you guys out. Like Twitter will be like, hey, this is where we are, blah, blah, blah. But if it's just us and it's in a bar that we're not comfortable with the bartenders, we don't know like other people that are going to be there, we don't post. Like, you don't know that we went out until 2 hours later.
Yeah. When
And
we're
then we'll put
home.
it on Instagram. Yeah.
When we're
But by
both
that
home.
point, I am home.
Yeah.
And anytime I go to my gym, like my gym's pretty, if you've ever been to my gym, you know that I'm at that gym.
Yeah.
So like I've never tagged it, but like I don't post my gym stuff until I get home. Like
Just
so I'm
being
no longer
smart.
at that gym. You cannot come there and find me. Like I am gone.
And not having like a regular routine where you're like, okay, I mean, I know people that are mommy bloggers that I unfortunately follow because that post their like everyday schedule. They're like, well, we have this, and this today, and we have this, and this going on. So I'm like, so people know that you're not home, that
Yeah.
you and your child that have nice things that you share all over Instagram, generic idea of where you live. Come on,
Hmm.
you don't have to be that smart to figure it out. And that you're not home and that you're out with your child by yourself running all these errands. And oh, good news, the car that the dealership sponsors and sends to you. Like, you fucking idiots.
Right. And I
So,
mean, like, some places you can be careful about it, but some places you can't. Like, if somebody in my neighborhood had my kid's a senior at blah, 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 or my kid's I guess in kindergarten would be better. Like, okay, I know at 8 a.m. you're taking your kid to kindergarten.
yeah. Or your kid's walking to the bus. Or I mean, it's like the age. And like Pink, the singer, came out and said that she doesn't share kids on social media anymore, because she had a lot of backlash about her son like wasn't wearing a diaper in a photo, and people just went off on her saying it's child pornography and all this shit, and it was horrible.
That's
I mean, like that kind of stuff happens all the time with really famous people, but I don't ever want my kids to be like somewhere and they'd be like, "Isn't your mom that crazy bitch on the internet that does this, and this?" Like, I don't need that. So, keep
right.
shit private. It's okay to. It's okay to keep things private to yourself. But we live in an age where people are like, "Is it if I don't share everything that I'm doing, do people know if I'm really happy?" Like, come on. It's
Come
weird.
on. It is weird. But
You look distracted, so.
no, I was just reading, I forgot about that quote that I put in there. I don't want to read it. I
Oh,
forgot about it. I was like, oh,
you're
what is
like, oh
this
yeah,
long
that thing.
page of text?
No, I think we had to have that passionate like talk about why the NFL doesn't give a shit about you conversation. I feel like we've had this conversation so many times, but people just are not getting it.
No, and you
So,
post articles all the time. Well, you used to post articles about it, and like people would be shocked every single time. Like, it's a business, 100%. Same thing. Like, even go to the top, go with Trump in the White House. Like, they want to bring out all of this shady shit that he did in the past or whatever, like when he was running his business. How do you think he got as rich as he did? Like, he had to do what he had to do to get there. We chose to elect a businessman because we were having money problems as a country.
but that's just too logical. Like it's too logical to be like, okay,
Sorry.
because the social issue side is what everyone is all up in arms about, which I understand, but uh, I'm not saying that it trickles down, but if people in this country, the majority of people voted for a guy that is openly just like kind of a garbage person on the moral high ground end,
Mhm.
then what do you think that says about how we run everything else in this country? Because it all kind of like sets up for what are we setting our kids up to like look up to? Um, I don't think that it's necessarily something that you should ever have as like a public role model that is not actually like interacting one on one with your kid to be their
Mhm.
actual like role model.
Right.
Like, because I don't care how nice somebody is in the public eye. There are multiple times that you and I have witnessed people that we thought were like super nice and super great people just be awful human beings.
Yeah.
Like once not the camera stopped, but once the crowds died down, once they were truly on their own, we witnessed
Right.
them just being awful and
Hmm.
lost all respect. But it's like that those things happen, and like what are you gonna do if like a kid comes up to George Brett after he's had eight martinis and somebody just like yelled something rude at him, and a kid goes up to him and he's like, what the hell do you want? Like, are you really gonna sit there and be like, oh my gosh, George Brett, who seemed so level-headed and nice on the field, was mean to my child? Like,
Right.
oh come on. Like, have your role models in your kids' life be like teachers or people that like actually interact with them. Like, if your only argument is, all I'm saying, I'm not gonna give any more parenting advice, but if your only argument is the moral side of it and how it is a bad example for children, then you need to get another fucking job. Get out of sports radio if you can't understand that sports are a fucking business. That's all.
I mean, it's 100%. 100%. It's a business. Get over it. They treat it as a business too. Yes, there's some golden boy people like freaking Even Patrick Mahomes is out here hustling. So like I can't even say him. But like JJ Watt. JJ Watt cares about football, cares about playing football. He could get paid nothing, I think, and he would be content to be a football person. Like he is the exception. He's not the rule. Most of these guys are out here to provide for their family. They know that their shelf life is like 7 years and then they're out on average. Like some of them last longer for sure, but mostly no, they don't. So they're making money for the rest of their lives. After this, yes, maybe they get an analyst job, maybe they get something like that, but that's a maybe. Most of them are like, I'm a tax person now. Like, they're not going to live a life of luxury after this. So they're preparing to continue the lifestyle that they're used to once they retire.
Exactly. And that's why when you, like, when I worked on the marketing side for NFL shit, I would go and like be like, yeah, an autograph signing is going to be 10 grand. And they're like, what, for an hour? And I'm like, yeah, you don't understand. These guys have a shelf life. These guys have one day off. So in that one day, they're going to try to do as much as they can, like in 8 to 5 time frames or whatever time frame works for them, to make money, to stack that money away for savings, whatever, when their time in the public spotlight and their time where their autograph is actually worth anything diminishes. Like, that's just life. Like, people stay relevant in the celebrity world or whatever by doing new things, and you can't really do new things when you're a retired running back.
Right.
Makes it a little bit, and that goes to the player programs after the NFL. I think it's important to like have those established, and the NFL could do a better job about that. They could very easily use these guys instead of having like interns. You know, they could have these guys, you know, I don't know, give them full benefits and like some sort of a salary just to stay on and learn a new position within a football organization. There's all sorts of things that you can do that the NFL just goes to show. I mean, in multiple areas, not just domestic violence and sexual assault and rape cases, in all areas, they do not care. Like,
Right.
The kid from Oklahoma State, Blackman, he was, he had multiple drug problems and multiple drug test failures and all these things where he's like clearly addicted to something and addicted to something really, really bad that's killing him. And instead of sending him to rehab, like on the NFL dime to make it look like they give a fuck about this kid, they just were like, well, you can't play football. The one thing you've probably been doing since you were like 12 years old that has given you stability and a sense of pride, community, and sense of self, we're just going to not let you do that anymore.
Right.
So it fucks you up. But like, nobody wants to talk about those issues. They just want to talk about how it's just domestic violence and sexual assault. Fuck that. The NFL is horrible on all fronts.
Right.
So for whatever reason that people are surprised in Kansas City that a team who has been shown absolutely no reason to act morally otherwise, because the NFL doesn't care if you do or not, then they're just going to make moves like they need to win a fucking Super Bowl. That's it.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, they are trying to pay everybody's bills. That's all that they care about. Yes, I mean, even when you think that they care, all that they're doing is building a future fan base, you know, like they care about you sticking around because you have money. You give them the money. Like, that is how all of the world works. That is how everything works. Like, I love the people that are, this is kind of a tangent, but the people that are against, you know, women using sex to sell things. Like, you can tell them all day that they shouldn't, that they don't need to, like, that you can grow your business the proper way, you know, with your clothes on and everything. Meanwhile, in that girl's DMs is a guy that's offering her $400 to see her cooch. Like, who, when you're struggling or to start out, like, you don't even have to be struggling. Like, obviously, there's a whole side of it that people, like, just enjoy doing what they do. Like, I am one of them. I just enjoy doing what I do. But I do know that, like, there's some people that, like, start off their businesses, want to make it legitimate, and then turn, like, something sexy, you know, made them realize that there's that path. And everybody's like, no, don't do it. But I swear, like, in her DMs, people are offering her $400. You're telling her to say no to $400 to get what she wants started. Like,
yeah, but there's a way to do it. I think that, you know, the people don't really understand how to like just randomly one day appear naked on your timeline. And I think that you've done a great job with not, I mean, you've never appeared naked on the timeline, but I'm just saying, like, you've done a great job letting people
Yes.
know. I've got a career change going on right now. I'm going from being in a cushy, not cushy, but like a job that brings home a set paycheck every week to creating my own paycheck every week. And I think that you are doing a great job of creating this whole behind the scenes look at what you do and why you do it and how you do it. And a lot of people don't really offer that side of it. They're just like, because I see it, like, because I follow a lot of, like, it's really random, but like a lot of random like comedy accounts and stuff,
Hmm.
that I get into, like strange parts of Twitter, you know this,
Right.
and I'm like randomly on like female like follow Fridays or whatever those are, and it's like a bunch of people that I don't know, but I'm like, all of a sudden I have all these new best friends.
Right.
And so I start following all these women that go from like, hey, I'm gonna quit my job, to, okay, I'm quitting my job, here's my tits. Like,
Right.
you had like a craft behind it, whatever, but there's just some of it that just reeks of desperation, and that's why I think people are just like, they're quick to judge because they think, oh well, clearly they've run out of things to do. No, that's not it. It's not
No.
running out of things to do, it's creating a whole like platform for you to do that.
Right. Well, I mean, like that, yeah, that doesn't apply to what me, and there's a ton of people like me. Like, this is just what you wanted. Like, this is what I set out to do in the first place. Like, this was the goal. But, like, other people, not like a typical female streamer that people are, like, hating on, like, because she gets a little bit more sexual. Like, if that's what drives her money, and if she's comfortable doing it, obviously, if she's being forced to do it, whole other story.
Right, like
But,
if she's being
like,
forced to do it, like let's get her out of that situation immediately.
yeah, but like don't hate on women using what they've got. Like I God God gave me commodities that are wanted. That's why it's a commodity. You know? Like
Commodity, come on.
I'm sorry that your dick is not wanted. I'm sorry. If you worked out and started streaming shirtless, I'm sure that would go well for you as well. So,
Yeah, people, like, I mean, people in general, whatever you have to offer this world, whatever your talents may be, whatever it is that you are, you know, uh what is it, not, I don't want to say prolific, no, it's like whatever you excel at, then do it. And like, people can judge all they want. I mean, the guy thought I didn't have nice teeth because I never smiled. I just don't like smiling, I feel cheesy.
I feel like that was a line. Like I think he just wanted like a smiling selfie from you, and I'm a little bit disturbed by it.
If the people want smiling selfie from me, I'm gonna give them like the creepiest face in the world and just be like,
Like, yeah, I don't know, because I've heard something not like that, but something like recently about like you don't ever smile or whatever, like something like that. I was like, well, no, fuck, like I don't like smiling, but like you know how guys get like you should smile,
what's women too,
you
like
should
that's women
die.
that I know that I'm not going to call them out because I know that they mean well by doing this, but women that I know that have stopped following me on Instagram because they're like, well, you're half naked, I don't want to see that. I'm like, people post pictures in bathing suits all the time. What's the difference between me in a bathing suit or me in a t-shirt and underwear,
Nothing.
or me not wearing a shirt and it's just a bar? Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand that at all.
you
But
weren't like
yeah, I don't know. And
could have
even if
been,
I was, like, fuck you
could have
guys.
been.
Like, it's just, it's exhausting to like try to keep everybody happy. So, you know, for if people try to talk shit on you or try to talk shit about you because you are going down a creative path that you've always wanted to go on and you're finally taking a risk in your life while they're sitting around being miserable and just watching you do it all, they can suck a dick.
Yeah, well, nobody's talking shit on me because I'm perfect. That was just an in general.
Yeah, I'll fight
I
them
guess
though.
there was that one person, but that's not what I was referring to.
I'll fight you if you have a problem.
No, I don't care because I am, like I said, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I'm just saying for in general, this is how business works. It was a weird tie-in to the football thing that like whatever makes money is what they're gonna do.
Well, yeah, and like if
And
we're topless in an episode one day, that's just what we're doing. I don't know. Like, it's just, it doesn't
well,
bother
we
me.
cannot do that. But
Well, no, but like not topless. Like, I just would be wearing a sports bra instead of a real shirt. Like, I've done that before, and everyone's
I was
like,
like, we can do topless. We just can't do it on Twitch. Like that's
or
illegal.
Facebook.
But
We
does
could do it
Facebook
on
have rules?
Twitter, I think.
Twitter for sure is full nudity. They don't care.
Yeah, Facebook you cannot be nude. One of
Oh,
our photographer friends got banned from Dawn with Remember Today Photography. Got banned for like a really tasteful, like, it was guy, like a guy's wife was in front of him, and like he did the hand bra for her, and
Mhm.
like you could see like, and she had her arms up like this too. So it's
Mhm.
just like very, it was very like coupley, like I don't know, whatever you call it,
Cute.
boudoir,
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh my god, we can see an outline of a nipple. You are banned." I was like, "What?" So she was like, "Yeah,
You're
hey guys, check
kidding.
out the photo that got me banned from Facebook." I'm like, "How? It wasn't even
You're
that bad."
kidding.
I'm
Well,
just
that's why I've started moving my stuff. Like I'm trying to build the Twitter side because I know Instagram is about, I just feel it. Like they updated their terms and conditions at the beginning of this month and they got a little bit more like not sketchy, but a little bit more strict on the sexual content.
mm.
Um, and it pissed off a lot of the porn stars I followed. So I was just like, oh, this is about to go down in a fiery hell.
People have been like freaking out over losing their Instagram accounts too. Like
Yeah, a
just
lot
saw
of people do
people
it.
have been losing them.
I don't know. I don't get it because I honestly, because of all of that, like one of my favorite porn stars lost her account. It was only for like 2 days, but like she lost her account, and somebody else that I follow posted this picture of herself that this photographer took. So I went to his page. His page is all nudity. Like they all have shirts on, but they're all see-through shirts.
Right.
And it is not blurred out by any means. And so I was like, all right, I'll report you. Fuck you. Like it's not fair that you get to do this while my porn star friend, who has, because she's got thousands of followers, they care. This guy only has two, like 1,500 or whatever. And Instagram like replied back to me. They're like, no, it's fine. I was like, okay. I don't know why you're picking and choosing here, but all right.
Yeah, that's it's just it's just I don't like that idea. Like that's why I have my private Instagram that I save like all my kid stuff on and like family things and like whatever. But it just worries me because I'm like, what if I need to like download that all just because just in case like for some reason Instagram's like we're just gonna block everything. It's just like putting
Right.
all of your business behind it. It's just not smart. Like putting all your business behind one platform. So it's a good thing to diversify.
Yeah. Yeah. Twitter allows everything for now, as long as you're not calling people Nazis. So
Yeah, you can show somebody your butthole, but do not call them a Nazi.
do not call them a Nazi. And Reddit, eventually I'll start getting in deep over there too because they're a dark pit of hell. But yeah, so I don't know what that was about, but just know that your morals are ridiculous. That's all.
The moral high ground thing, no matter what you want to go on, I just think whenever people preach about their morals and how like great they are as people or how much they do, that they're just trying to hide something. So when Dayton Moore is like, I want everyone to stop watching porn, I'm like, homie has a porn addiction. And he's into some weird shit because there's no other reason that he would be like so like outs. But what other GM? I'm sure there's people just as
Yeah.
religious as he claims to be. That would be like, yeah, porn's not something that we encourage people to be watching, but like, why are you taking the stance, bro?
Right.
I'd like to hear
Yeah. Oh no,
other.
he for sure is like, I've got a problem. Everybody else must.
Well, I just want to hear what other GMs think about it. Like, I just want to hear about like what other people have to say about like a candid, honest answer. Like, would you ever ban your guys from watching porn?
We should. I wonder if they're like. I mean, obviously we can't get in touch with any GMs really, but I wonder if anybody ever has. I'll look into it, see if somebody else did the digging for us. I doubt it because it was like randomly done in the middle of the off season. But
Yeah, like don't worry about drinking and driving that, killed one guy and then, we had another guy get arrested for it. Let's not worry about alcohol. Let's just go ahead and keep partnering with a vodka company. Let's ignore the alcohol part being like an issue, number one cause of battery and domestic violence. But let's focus on porn because
yeah,
porn causes sex trafficking in Dayton Moore's mind. And I'm just like, I have just so many questions about how you ignore one huge, huge area that has affected your team greatly and just focus on that.
yep. Like, and you can't even. It's focusing on something that you can't even regulate. Like, are you checking their browser history?
Do they have like team
Um,
phones?
I don't know. Do you make them all log in? Like,
Do you do sperm
said,
counts?
oh, sperm counts maybe.
Yeah, because they would know. Like you would have to tell. I mean, I have a degree in this, but like over a
But they all have
36-day.
wives. Like,
Yeah,
they can just be like, I'm banging a
we're trying to
lot.
make another 12 kids. Leave us alone. Maybe that's what Philip Rivers does. He just tells everyone that, like, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. I'm trying to bang. I don't know. Like, I don't believe for a second that Alex Gordon doesn't jerk off.
Look at his forearms.
Look at the forearms. Look at Billy Hamilton. He's fucking ugly. Like, you think he's getting laid all the time? No.
Look at Billy Hamilton. He's fucking ugly. Do you think he's getting laid? No. Jesus.
Well,
You're not wrong. Would I have sex with Billy Hamilton? Absolutely not.
no.
Unless he's like really funny.
I don't even think I could. Like,
Isn't he like 5'5" too?
yeah, he's very small.
Schmol.
Schmall. He's a schmall man.
Schmol man. Yeah, I don't want to fucking tiny people.
Or, I mean, like, at any given time, their wives are pregnant. Like, what are they doing then? Like, third trimester wives are not like, let's get it on.
They're like, we need to have this kid now. Let's have lots
No,
of sex. No, that's not how that works.
Like, get the fuck away from my fat ass. Go jerk off in the corner.
I can't. Dayton Moore won't let me.
I guess they could jerk off to our wives' nudes porn.
Could be.
If you're jerking it to your own wife, is that allowed?
We should go and get like Dr. Drew or somebody involved with this.
We should.
Because he's like, well, he's the only sexpert I know. I'm sure there's plenty of others, but I just grew up with Dr. Drew, so I know nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be.
I wonder if Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla used to do a show, and I wonder if they still do it.
I don't
If
think
they do, I'll submit it. I'll fucking call.
Like, we need to have answers, and Dayton Moore would be like, please leave me alone.
Just at Dayton Moore. Just record the show and send it to him.
Well, speaking of that, I am working on getting a very high-profile person on the show to possibly be doing some da-da-da, da-da-da. Not right now, not today. But doing an interview. I think you know who I'm talking about some things going on in the Kansas City area that we know things about and nobody else does. And so we're thinking about doing that and doing a low-key sort of not media, like guerrilla media warfare, but I think kind of, because I think that Sprots takes, before we sign off, I want to go off on a little bit of a thing here. I want us to be fucking responsible media. If we're going to be considered media, which I don't think I don't know what we are right now. I don't know how. I feel like media, yes. We are, we have a platform. We can talk to people about whatever we want. We're not filtered. We are not regulated. Our sponsors love us. And know that we have a tendency to put our foot in our mouth, but they have great attorneys, and so do we. With all of that,
we research.
We do. I mean, Megan will not let. I mean, this day and age, Megan has seen me believe things that are not true at all, and I'm like, oh my god, immediately, and she's like, shut the fuck up, no. So this day and age, I think we know better. Mm-hmm. We are not going to be breaking down what happened at training camp with you guys. But I like there's selective reporters. Justina Anderson was one of them that you sent me earlier that got Clark to talk to her.
Right.
Over
that
everyone
nobody
else.
saw. That was really low response.
Yeah, I think he, like, more importantly, the whole thing is just like that kind of trust and that kind of like that relationship with somebody. That would be incredible to have with, the players. Mm-hmm. I think that's what other, because I know Barstool is one of them that the players come on and talk and like, they're candid about things and they share stories or whatever. But I think types of shows like that, even like the NASCAR behind the scenes stuff that you send me, they're like, you should definitely take a look at that. That's what people want to hear.
Right.
Like, I don't think anyone that I know tells me like, I want to tune in and hear the press conference. Okay, you're going to hear exactly what, you're going to hear the sound clips. And it might be fun if you're listening for certain reactions about the game, whatever. But you're not like, hey, I really want to listen to the players get interviewed, the same stale questions by 4 different people and have the same responses. The best type of interviews is when the players go off on something that when they actually want to be candid, they're able to be candid about stuff. So like what I want Sprots to be is a place where it's not, there's no like rule of thumb about what you can and cannot say. And the incest thing that you said on Monday made me incredibly uncomfortable.
Just a little bit.
I was so uncomfortable. But it happened. You basically went on, tripled down on it, and I'm like, all right, I get it now. If that's where you wanted, that's the hill that we're dying on today, that's cool. But that happened. There's times where I get on rants and you just let me do it because, well, it's kind of hard to stop.
It is not.
That's true. You can shut me up pretty
I
easily.
trust and value your opinion.
But you know what I mean. Sprout States needs to be something that we have all walks of life, all opinions, all backgrounds of people. And if we're going to have an interview to kick off our segments of guest interviews and call-ins and everything else that we're working up to, we're hoping to get that done by summer, because summer's going to be a really, really slow time for us. I'm hoping. I mean, I'm not saying that it will be, but I'm just saying I hope that like the chaos and news out of Kansas City sports has like kind of like simmered at that point.
Right.
It's getting a little bit much. But no, I want to be able to have like those honest, open conversations that you wouldn't hear on a station that is getting paid by a certain team. You know, out of town observers have mentioned that, you know, when you listen to 610, it's bash on the Chiefs. When you listen to 810, bash on the Royals. When you do this, it's like, I mean, like, yeah, but we all know who's paid. We all know who's paid. We all know who is being represented. We're never going to have an allegiance with a school or we're never going to be paid to broadcast the Chiefs games. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that.
Okay. I mean, I won't commit to that because, you know, obviously, why wouldn't they want us?
Well, I mean, why wouldn't they? 100%.
We're never getting that. Got
it. We're probably in agreement it's not going to happen. But like,
no,
we're not going to be at any time or place being paid off to say stuff. Like, we don't even accept sponsors that we don't like truly believe in and truly like their products. So we're not just like teaming up with dad bods because, you know, he gave us the biggest signing bonus. In fact, I think that we're teaming up with him because he listens to the show and makes like quote tweets or quote shirts while he's listening.
Shirts.
Like,
yes,
that's incredible. What more could you ask for?
Nothing.
And by the way, breaking news.
Okay.
Johnson County District Attorney's Office declines to press charges against Tyreek Hill.
That just happened right now?
Just now, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I think what we can say that we were talking about at the very beginning of the show and at the very beginning of all that, where we said flat out, it's not going to happen. We know that it's not going to happen. There you go. And now,
pay attention.
And
the
now,
clues.
For sure, we're going to have our guest on. So that's good stuff.
Okay. Cool. So we will get a guest. A hint, it's Tyreek related.
Hint. A guest that is unbiased, not being paid by either one of us because, well, we couldn't afford him even if we tried.
No.
To you know, we're gonna have a open conversation with it. I'm excited. I'm not gonna reveal anything until we actually confirm it and he's on the phone. It is on the phone. But yeah, I think that this can now dissolve and we can now move on. I feel like this was a very productive time that we spent talking about how it wasn't going to happen and then it didn't happen. So we are putting things out in the universe.
We put out our energy and we were right. I'm sorry that I told you so, but I told you so. I'm just kidding.
We did, though.
Like I said, it was obvious if you paid attention.
It was. And from the story that we both know of what actually happened, for the Chiefs to like think that there was any sort of doubt and not start looking around for options to replace him, that should have been the first sign that people were just like, This isn't gonna happen. But I do like the fact that Johnson County, Kansas, is on ESPN alerts. That's pretty cool.
I know. Like, look at us go.
And the district attorney's office hates me, so even better. I'm really excited about this.
Oh, they're very familiar with you.
I don't know why. So yeah. I can't keep talking about my legal problems. I already have a funny story that I'll tell you offline about it. I know, it's cute. But we have a new, I guess, look on this whole situation because we there's no speculation left. There's nothing that you can say now like, oh, well, what if Tyreek Hill? Okay, well, guess what? Now it's time to get him paid.
Yep.
We're going to see the Chiefs doing so much shit over the next 48 hours, and I'm here for it.
Well, see, my follow-up question is, and I was going to bring this up earlier, but I forgot about it, is with the money that they've spent so far and the money that they will be future spending on Patrick, although it's not Tyreek, based on the information that we have heard, it is some family issues,
Hmm.
which reflect on a player. Is he worth the trouble to sign and keep?
That's where a lot of people don't know the foray and everything. And I think that the Chiefs are very much aware of the situation at hand, that is causing his life to be a little bit chaotic and hectic.
Hmm.
I don't know. And the reason that I can't really say anything about it is because the last time that I was aware of the Chiefs front office knowing that there's a lot of personal issues going on behind the scenes of a player was Jovan Belcher.
Okay.
And they knew that there was a lot of tension between him and the mother of his child, and there's a lot of like back and forth. He wasn't in the best headspace. There was stress, and they knew about it. Didn't do anything about it,
Hmm.
and we all know. I don't want to say it's directly the Chiefs' fault. There's a lot of people that knew what was going on, and a lot of people that could have stepped in and prevent. And I think that that case is. It's not even something that we need to like speculate like what could have been done differently. It's over
Right.
and done with. But like Jovan Belcher, there was domestic issues off the field, and the Chiefs could have done a little bit more. Now that they know about this, I don't know what more they can do than what we've been told about
Right.
and the prevention on that on the actual family end. But you have so many people that are going to be like, well, since he didn't do this and this is fine, it's all fine now. I'm like, no, it's not all fine now.
Right.
There's a process of rebuilding and not healing, but kind of that comes with it. Like when your kids get taken from your custody, like that's not an easy thing to explain to a child as small as that. To be like, hey, by the way, mommy and daddy were just, it wasn't because there had to have been something that happened to even get the custody like taken away from them. It's the
Hmm.
investigation. So the
Hmm.
investigation's over. The charges aren't being filed. The DA drops it. We move on.
Right.
But in the situation with the Chiefs, they know going into this contract negotiation and going into this offer and going into this potential life and course path altering, what I don't know what you call it, journey altering decision that they're going
Hmm.
to be making. They have the chance to know what they know and
Right.
not go forward. I mean, what would you do in their case?
Well, as bad as it sounds, I mean, you do really have to think about like how much extra attention him and his personal life will require from the Chiefs if you want to keep it clean. Like you're gonna have to. Like you have to. I mean, is he the greatest? Not greatest ever, but is he top tier player that like letting him go to another team is gonna hurt our chances? Maybe. Um, so you really, I mean, that's a lot of questioning that the Chiefs are going to have to do is the amount of extra attention and work that the Hills are going to require as opposed to letting him go. Attention and work, not your problem. But he is your problem on the other side of the field now.
Right. And that's I just don't really know like these people it's the people on Twitter right now are just freaking out, and I know that we're getting ready to end the show, but
Right.
the suspension could be incoming from Roger Goodell, which is fine. It's gonna make like the NFL. You never know if there's gonna be like a suspension for even getting in that situation. Like there could be 4 to 8 games that he could be facing, whatever. Um, you can't give Tyreek Hill a mega deal after this is what the general consensus is. Like you said, like are we really going to put all that money and all that effort into somebody that we know is a problem?
Hmm.
um you never know. I mean, people are saying it's really gross that they don't charge him. There could be a suspension or not. Like it's the problem is that we don't know what's going to happen with the NFL side, but we know that he is cleared of the criminal side of it, and I think that's what we need to focus on right now. Is that no matter what, he isn't. There's nothing being pressed. There's no charges being pressed. There's no punishment going on. They declined to press charges.
I just don't know how the NFL could then punish him for something that didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm going
I
through
don't
it
know about
now.
that part. It's very confusing.
It's just
Well, we're gonna
frustrating.
get,
Yeah.
well,
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we're gonna get off and we will have better full reporting for you guys in the future because I know us reading Twitter as it happens is probably not gonna make any sense. um, So yeah, we have some very big Tyreek stuff coming up. Not just the news itself, but like Gat said, she's got some insider stuff that nobody else has access to. So we will leave you on that
Do the
little
eyebrows.
teaser. Do the
Do the
eyebrows? How do
eyebrow
you do?
wiggle. Like, can you do that? Okay,
No.
now we both look really bad. Okay, awesome. So I'm so glad that we ended like that. Like, do the eyebrow, like the wiggle, like there's something coming up. You know what I mean? Like, now we're just
I got nothing.
perfect. So we'll save that.
Okay.
Like Megan said, we'll organize our thoughts. Come back to it on Friday. We have a lot to talk about because we'll have the draft day one, round one down. And be sure to check out all of our other social media platforms. We'll put the show up. You guys can always tweet us at Sprots Takes, SPROTSTAKES, or tweet us individually. You can see our handles right there. Yeah, right there. There we go. Perfect. I was like, I don't even know where mine was. I wasn't looking. And then we will have more information for you as it happens. So, da 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 da.
Bye.
Bye, guys.